Well, well, well. So, thank God it's Friday, and it looks like the Dallas Cowboys didn't do anything today, but nevertheless, there is a lot of news to report today, especially since I had some technical difficulties yesterday. But it looks like the Dallas Cowboys have brought in and signed another running back. And let's see if the Cowboys can strike gold again, because they seem to hit on these UFL players, in particular these players who have excelled in the UFL, and we're going to talk about that to open up the show. But also, Dak Prescott, man, I'm telling you, over the last 3 days, Dak Prescott has absolutely done his rounds. Everything from talking to just the regular DallasCowboys.com fan base, but also talking to Nicole Hutchinson over there on CBS. And I'm telling you, we have a whole lot more news to catch up on and talk about today. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Dallas Cowboys fans. This means we are getting closer and closer to the regular season beginning. I don't know about y'all, I'm excited. Let's go. Let's get it. Welcome, 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 Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up on this channel this season. Let's talk facts. So, we got a pretty big show for today. We're going to be looking at, I believe his name is Jashaun Corbin. Jashaun Corbin. And not only am I going to read a couple of articles about Jashaun Corbin, we also got a little bit of film on Jashaun Corbin, in case you didn't know who he was, like I didn't know who he was. You can get a feel for who he is. Then, we're going to go back and listen to the Dak Prescott press conference from yesterday. We'll just kind of point out the highlights. And then we're also going to listen to Dak Prescott, I think it was today, talking to Nicole Hutchinson. Now, there are a couple of things out there. We didn't finish Brian Schottenheimer. Christian Parker. He has also talked to 105.3 The Fan. But I think we're going to push those over to Saturday and Sunday if need be, in case nothing is going on. I thought it would be more interesting to listen to Will McClay, because I believe Will McClay is giving us some insight on who the Cowboys or what the Cowboys could bring in, talking about player acquisition. And on that note, I'm going to talk about the Maxx Crosby update. And I'm telling you, you're going to call me a prophet before it's over, because Adam Scheffter is talking about the Will McClay timeline. And it sounds eerily similar to what I said just 2 days ago. Then we're going to listen to Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones also gave his yearly training camp interview. Want to hear what that's about? Haven't listened to it. Then we're going to go back and listen to the plays of the day, or watch the plays of the days from yesterday. We didn't get a chance to do that, so we're going to watch those today, since there was nothing going on in training camp today. So, man, show absolutely packed today. Buckle up, buckle in, let's go, let's get it. Let's get this roll call in on this happy Friday. Let's go. Mose Logan. What is going on, Mose Logan? Mose Logan, he said, what up, G? Cowboy Nation at work. Getting a little overtime. Let me get an hour or two with you, G, buddy. Hey, we gonna have more than an hour or two. Hey, let's get it. Get that money, Mose Logan. Get that money. What's going on, Dolores Ennis? Raymond Martin, what's going on? He said he missed some of the videos, been working long hours. That's all right, let's get it in. Appreciate you being here. Marvin Mays, what's going on? Lynn from the 903, what up, Lynn? Carl Williams in the building, what up? Real estate vet, 108 degrees. Well, I can tell you, we cool over here in the Metroplex. We got about 100 degrees if we call that cool. Yeah. Brandy says, hey, my loves. Brandy, what's going on out there in Oxnard, California? We them boys. What is going on? Thomas Goldring Jr., what up? The Queen, what's going on? Oh, you said please not the injury bug already. For what my understanding is, not too bad, even though Jashaun Corbin, I think, may have a groin injury. John Henry, what's going on? Chuck Dunaway, Ice Cold Cowboy, what's up, Ice Cold? Enoch Taylor, what up? 5 points of the star. Everett, what's going on? I am him. He said, I love the culture. What up? Bazzy 9. What's going on, Bazzy 9? The Lunatic is in the building. Derek Jones, what up, Derek Jones? Gregory Hicks, what is going on? Good to see you. Tommy Solo, what's going on? How's it out there in Oxnard, California? What is going on? Gerald Jackson, good to see you. Ruby Sweet, what up? Richard Valeas, Apollos, Crazy Cowboy 72, what is going on? Demetrius Noel, what is going on? Demetrius Noel said, what'd he say? Wait, hold on. Demetrius Noel said what he said. Hold on, let me start this. I'll come back over here. Appreciate you, Demetrius Noel. Let me know that. 805 bus stop, what's going on? Kevin Royster, what is going on? Yeah, I think we're going to win the division, Kevin Royster. I think we're going to win it. Tommy Solo, time to talk facts. JCT Slice, he said, I think Dak senses something special with us. So do his hater. That's why they keep talking about him on a Hurts topic. More Dak shade. He's scared. The LOL shady. We still have 4. Yeah, man, let me tell you, they're fraudulent over there, man. But they got to do what they got to do to keep keep people watching, man. Shannon Sharp roasted them over there. What's going on, Roosevelt Sears? Big Mouse Dog again, what's up? What's going on? Philip Williams, with them boys, what is going on? What's going on? What's that? Yada Pumphrey or Yada Pumphrey? One of the two. Nevertheless, what's going on? Good to see you. Nick Burston, Blake Strange, let's go. Dak fan for life. Let's go. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. I told y'all the other day. I told y'all, I mean, if you're just looking for it, if you're just looking for a pass rush, man, Von Miller. If you're just looking for pass rush, what's going on, Real Gems? Paul Hill, what's going on? Cowboy Mike, what's going on? Appreciate y'all. Give yourselves a hand. Best chat on YouTube. All right, let's flip over here for a second. Let me see. Demetrius Noel said, what's up, G? He said he read some comments. They said you're not a real Dallas Cowboys fan because you don't believe Troy Aikman is the Cowboys' GOAT quarterback. What? What? That is crazy work. That is absolute crazy work. Again, Troy Aikman was a great quarterback. I don't know what they mean by GOAT quarterback, but Troy Aikman wasn't better than Roger Staubach. No. I don't care who that make mad. Troy Aikman was not better than Roger Staubach. A lot of people don't realize something, Demetrius Noel, and we won't go a long, we're not going to go a long deal here on Troy Aikman. I love Troy Aikman, one of the best Dallas Cowboys quarterbacks ever. But he's not the best Dallas quarterback ever. The best Dallas quarterback ever is none other than Roger Staubach. Troy Aikman, tell me how great Troy Aikman is. Anybody who loves Troy Aikman, tell me how great he is. Because you're going to have to put Roger Staubach on steroids then because he's 10 times better. People don't realize something about Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach was the prototypical quarterback. Roger Staubach could play in any era. He could throw, he could scramble, he could run, he could, you name it. Pinpoint passing, deep ball, accuracy, you name it. Roger Staubach was the literal best quarterback the Cowboys have ever had. And a lot of people don't realize something about Troy Aikman. They get mad when you tell the truth about Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was a great quarterback, but it took Norv Turner to fix him and turn him into a great quarterback. Not only that part, but Troy Aikman arguably, and I don't even think it's arguable, Troy Aikman, of all the Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks, I believe Troy Aikman may have had the best team of any of those quarterbacks. Now, don't get me wrong, Roger had great talent with him too, but they built that talent out of the dirt. But when you look at the Troy Aikman talent, he benefited from a non-salary cap era. He benefited from an insane Herschel Walker trade. Roger Staubach never got that help. Dak Prescott has never gotten that help. Tony Romo, Don Meredith, you go down the line. Troy Aikman got something that no one else got. He got an absolute super team put around him in a short amount of time. For as much talent that was around Roger Staubach, Roger was. Hey, don't get me wrong, the team was great, but Roger was him. Roger Staubach was him. Anybody who ever watched Roger, they will tell you Roger was him. He could have played in any era, any team. Roger was him. Troy Aikman, great quarterback. Not Roger Staubach go. Not Roger Staubach great. Not Roger Staubach great. No. You can't even compare. You can't compare Troy Aikman to Roger Staubach. Incredible quarterback. And for somebody to even, everybody can have their own opinion. But to say that somebody's not a real Cowboys fan if they don't say Troy Aikman is the GOAT quarterback for the Cowboys, man, stop it. It's pure comedy. Roger Staubach, hands down, is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Troy Aikman, great quarterback. But he benefited. He benefited from, hey, let's go get Norv Turner to fix this quarterback. Let's get a running game so that he doesn't have to throw the ball as much. Let's go get a defense to get him the ball more. Let's get him a coach, an absolute dog of a coach. People don't realize. Let me make another comparison for you. Let me just tell you this. I'll take Roger Staubach on any team, and he would have been as successful as he was on the Cowboys because that's how good he was. Could we put Troy Aikman on any team? I'm not sure we could put Troy Aikman on any team. I'm not saying he wouldn't be good. I'm just telling you what I saw when he first came into the league until Norv Turner came in. But let's think about Rain Dakota Prescott. People don't realize why Dak Prescott is so good. Dak Prescott worked hard to be what he is. And this is why you're watching Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, at this point in his career, is better than Troy Aikman was at this point in his career. Troy Aikman had to just, getting his brains beat out, all of these different things. There's a lot of things that go into that. But when you look at Dak Prescott and you look at Troy Aikman, you really realize how much work that Dak Prescott has put in to get himself to the point of where he's about to surpass Troy Aikman in every statistical category. People do not realize how good Dak Prescott really is. and how hard of work that he's put in. The big difference between Dak Prescott and Troy Aikman is not the Super Bowls. It's the teams that they played on. Dak just hasn't played on teams. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, somebody says Dak has played on a good team. You don't understand. There's a difference between a good team and a Super Bowl team. There are many teams that have good teams. Yeah, they call the teams that lose in the playoffs. Yeah, those are the good teams. Yeah, the teams that lose in the playoffs, those are good teams. But Troy Aikman played on Super Bowl teams. Teams where he wasn't even the best player on the team. Troy wasn't the best player on the Cowboys. He wasn't the best player. Troy didn't take the Cowboys to the Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl. So Dak Prescott is at a point in his career. I still contend. If you show me the teams that Troy Aikman has played on versus the teams that Dak Prescott has played on, and if Dak Prescott wins a Super Bowl over the next 2 seasons, which I believe he's going to get a Super Bowl in the next 2 seasons, one Super Bowl by Dak Prescott will be more impressive than, I'm not saying it weighs more than the 3 Super Bowls that Troy Aikman won with the Cowboys, but I'm telling you that if Dak Prescott, let's just take, for example, this year. Let's say Dak Prescott wins the Super Bowl this year. If Dak Prescott wins a Super Bowl this year with this team, it's more impressive than any Super Bowl that Troy Aikman won with those other 3 teams. Why do I say that? Because this team that Dak Prescott is currently on isn't as good as any team that Troy Aikman won a Super Bowl with. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. As the current roster that Dak Prescott is on right now, it is nowhere near, and that's saying something, it is nowhere near as good as those Super Bowl teams that Troy Aikman won Super Bowls on. I've already showed you. I showed you the roster of 92 and 93. We didn't even talk about 95 with Deion Sanders on that thing. Tell me any cornerback that Dak Prescott has played with that's as good as Deion Sanders. Tell me the edge rusher / defensive end that's as good as Charles Haley. Tell me the running back that is as good as Emmitt Smith. Tell me the wide receiver that is as good as Michael Irvin. Tell me the I mean, you could go down the line. Tight ends. You can go down the line. Troy Aikman. It's not taking anything away from him. It's just telling us the truth. Troy Aikman played with a world-class team. He played with a world-class team. And mind right daily. You might not realize it, but you're actually adding to the point, though. You're adding to the point. Troy Aikman played in a time when you could knock people out. So let's go a little bit deeper on that comment. But Troy Aikman also played at a time to where you could really toughen up your defenses, and your defenses were those defenses of that time were a lot tougher the defenses than this time. Troy Aikman played with a number 1 defense. What? He played with a number 1 all-time defense. People don't give the 90s Cowboys enough credit about how good not good. Don't even let me blaspheme. How great the defenses were that Troy Aikman played with. The defenses Troy Aikman played with were incredible. I still don't understand how people don't get this part. Troy Aikman played in the 1992 Super Bowl, and his defense knocked out Jim Kelly in the first half. Stop it. Stop it. Who else did it? What other team? What other quarterback? What other quarterback? What other team benefited from the defense being so good they knocked out the starting quarterback? Stop this madness. That's not taking anything away from Troy Aikman. It's stating the facts. The Herschel Walker trade is in history as the single greatest, dumbest trade of all time. It's dumb. It's dumb. Troy Aikman played on an all-time team, and people don't give that defense enough credit. That defense was knockdown, drag out. When you drag the starting quarterback from the other team out the game in the first quarter, come on, man. How many times you think you're going to get the ball back? Of course, that's why he scored 52 points. Stop it. Stop it. Dak has never played with those types of defenses. Man, forget the offense that Troy Aikman played with. Forget the offense. The defense that Troy Aikman played with. Man, put some respect on them dudes' name. People always talk about the triplets, the big three. What? Who were they without that defense? Who were they? Who were they without that defense? The Dallas Cowboys 1992 through 1995 defense, they have to be some of the most disrespected, unsung heroes in football history. It's amazing to me when people talk about the 90s Cowboys. What do they talk about? Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones, the triplets. They talk about everything, and then they'll go, oh, and by the way, the defense was pretty good too. Pretty good? Pretty good? Man. And them Dallas Cowboys, boy, them Dallas Cowboys defenses of the 90s? What? I don't care what anybody say. Tony Romo would have won with the 92 through 95 Cowboys. I'm not telling you he would have got 3. Dak Prescott would have got, arguably, Dak Prescott could have got 3 Super Bowls with that defense too. Absolutely. Dak Prescott could have did some of the same things with that defense. Absolutely. Troy didn't have to throw the ball but maybe 20 to 25 times a game. Troy Aikman could make mistakes. The defense could still get the ball back for him. Man, I'm sorry, no disrespect to Troy Aikman. That man played on a dang gone dream team. And that ain't taking nothing away from him. But he played on a dream team. You just got to state it for what it is. And we'll argue, man, Dak has had some good teams. Let me correct you on something. Troy didn't play on good teams in Super Bowl years. Troy Aikman played on elite Hall of Fame, out of this world football teams. They were different. They gave Jimmy a bunch of dogs and Jimmy trained them. I'm telling y'all, man, Lynn said, gee, they made Thurman Thomas fumble twice. Bro, Lynn, people don't realize how great that Cowboys defense was. Man, that defense was crazy. Ruby Sweet, I still say somebody still needs to check Neil McDonald's offshore accounts because he threw 2 interceptions to Larry Brown that don't even make sense to this day. Larry Brown was just standing there. Neil McDonald said, here you go. I mean, just pure funny. But again, let me read these super chats, and I'm sorry that we gonna get to Jashaun Corbin. I'm sorry, but boy, Demetrius, that's crazy, bro. Somebody gonna say you're not a Cowboys fan, a true Cowboys. Man, I was here before Troy Aikman. Amen, Walls, as I say when I preach. Amen, Walls. I was here before Troy Aikman. Yeah, I was here before Troy Aikman. I don't know what these people talking about. Big Dal said, Roger who? He said, Dak chasing if we being real. Oh, Roger is who Dak chasing if we're being real. I agree. Yeah, man. Roger the Dodger, man. I am him. He said, gee, lots of fans live in the past. Aikman haven't played in 30 years. We don't care about Aikman. It's Dak era now. It's our road to the Super Bowl. Yes, sir. Appreciate that super chat, Big Dow. Appreciate that super chat. I am him. And I am him. It's really disrespectful in a sense because you think about it, Big Dow brought up a great point. See, Big Dow said that Roger is who Dak is chasing. But if you look at who a lot of people keep comparing Dak Prescott to, they keep comparing him to the 90s Cowboys. Yeah, but got to remember, we were actually good at once upon a time before the 90s too. Dak Fan for Life said Troy Aikman was a great quarterback. Yeah, 5 seasons. Yeah, I love Troy, but he's no Starbuck. And if Dak get just one Super Bowl win, he's going to excel Aikman. Dak Fan for Life, I keep saying this and people don't like it. Appreciate the super chat. But Dak Fan for Life, people don't like what I'm saying, but it's true. Troy Aikman benefited from the Herschel Walker trade. He benefited from a non-salary cap era. He played with an elite Hall of Fame team that the 92 Cowboys, the 93 Cowboys, the 95 Cowboys, they literally had the best rosters in football. Those were the best rosters in football. Dak has never been on a team where we've ever said he's on the best roster in football. Troy Aikman literally played, Dak Fan for Life, on some of the best rosters of his time. There was no roster that anybody would look at and say in 1992, 93, and 95, there's nobody that could say they had a roster better than the Dallas Cowboys. And even in 1994, the only team that had a roster better than the Dallas Cowboys was the San Francisco 49ers. And the reason why is that they had Deion Sanders. We got Deion Sanders in 1995, and we went back to having the best roster in football. Dak Prescott has never played at any time where anybody would say he played on the best roster in football. You can tell me all you want. Yeah, Dak played on some good teams. Yeah, the same kind of good teams that get beat in the playoffs. Troy Aikman didn't play on good teams. He played on elite level Hall of Fame teams that his roster was the best roster in football. And that's why, Dak Fan for Life, if Dak Prescott wins one Super Bowl, let's say he does it this year, it would be more impressive than any Super Bowl that Troy Aikman won. Why? Because the roster isn't as good. And right now, nobody is arguing that the Cowboys have the best roster in football. People aren't even arguing that the Cowboys have the best of rosters in the football, top 5, top 6, top 7. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me where I'm lying. No, we're saying the Cowboys have done some things better. They're doing better, and they're putting a better roster around Dak Prescott. I've seen nobody say, hey, man, the Dallas Cowboys may have the best roster in football. No, nobody's saying that. Demetrius Noel said, gee, if winning a Super Bowl is the criteria for being a great NFL player, then start removing all the Hall of Fame players beginning with Jim Brown. Yeah. And Demetrius Noel, I made this point the other day about Troy Aikman. If you go back and look at Troy Aikman's numbers, are those really Hall of Fame numbers? But what teetered him or what got him into the Hall of Fame, it's not really the numbers. It's the Super Bowls and the numbers. When you combine those two things, and that's why there was a time, I'm telling you, when Troy Aikman went into the Hall of Fame, there were people arguing that he shouldn't have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. But 3 Super Bowls, those really speak loudly. And not to mention Troy Aikman, it doesn't mean that Troy Aikman wasn't a great quarterback, but he was a great quarterback on a great team. And North Turner, if you ask me, is one of the things that made him great. It's one of the things that made him absolutely great. So there's a lot of things that goes in there. But again, winning Super Bowls, the problem is, Demetrius Noel, it's when it comes to quarterbacks. When it comes to quarterbacks, they measure you by Super Bowls. Yeah, they measure you by Super Bowls. And so when you got the kind of numbers that Dak Prescott has, because Dak Prescott absolutely has some incredible numbers, he's got to get that crescendo. He's got to get that Super Bowl for the court of public opinion to really give Dak Prescott that credit And even Dak Prescott understands this. He understands he's got to get that Super Bowl. Deion Jefferson, appreciate the super chat. Deion Jefferson, he said, last night I asked my girl who was the Cowboys running back we won our last Super Bowl. She said Deion Sanders. I got up and slept on the couch. Hey, Deion Jefferson. Bro, can you blame him, man? Can you blame him, though? Bro, 1995, man, when we got Deion Sanders, bro, Cowboys were the talk of the town. Jerry Jones was on cloud nine. He won 2 Super Bowls in a row, let go of Jimmy. Barry came in, got beat by San Fran, went and got Deion Sanders, man. And the Cowboys were the toast of the town, y'all, when they got Deion Sanders. They really were. They really were. The Cowboys were the toast of the town. And I'm telling you, man, when the Cowboys got Deion Sanders, everybody was pretty much like, yeah, the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl again. Because Deion Sanders was the difference between the Cowboys three-peating and having to go get him to win their 3rd Super Bowl. If the 49ers didn't have Deion Sanders in 1994, I don't believe they beat the Cowboys even without Jimmy Johnson. I don't think they beat the Cowboys in 1994 unless they have Deion Sanders. I don't even think they go to the Super Bowl without Deion Sanders. I don't in 1994. So the Cowboys came back, got him in 1995, overcame Barry Switzer's lack of coaching. Deion Sanders and his lack of Deion Sanders overcame the lack of coaching by Barry Switzer, and they basically they wound up beating, who was it? The Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm sorry, the 3rd Super Bowl in 1995 of the 90s. They wound up beating the Pittsburgh Steelers because the reality was they were way more talented than the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers actually shouldn't have been as close as they were to the Dallas Cowboys. But that's the Jimmy Johnson effect. Had Jimmy been the coach of the Dallas Cowboys with Deion Sanders on that team in 1995, I got news for us. If Jimmy Johnson is the coach of a team with Deion Sanders and the 96 Cowboys, they would have obliterated. They would have obliterated the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Jimmy was coaching the Cowboys with Deion Sanders on the team that the Cowboys had in 1996, they probably would have had another repeat. They probably would have won the Super Bowl in 95 and 96 with Deion Sanders on there. But coaching caught up with him. Yeah, coaching finally caught up with him. Dak fan for life. He said Troy only threw 20-plus touchdowns once in his career. And that's the stuff right there, Dak fan for life. That's the stuff that people were kind of debating about Troy Aikman. That's the stuff that people were kind of debating about Troy Aikman. But what is not a debate is that Troy Aikman is a great quarterback. I'm not taking anything away from Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was a great quarterback. But we just got to understand, man, he's not the best quarterback to ever don a Dallas Cowboys jersey. What? He is not. He is not the best quarterback to ever don a Dallas Cowboys jersey. That is Roger the Dodger Staubach. Man, come on, man.
Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on that man's name.
Me? When y'all say my name, put some respect on it.
Shoot. Put some respect on that man's name. Shoot. Roger Staubach, the best quarterback we ever had. Troy's number 2. But I'm telling you now, Dak Prescott, ooh, Dak Prescott is gaining. Dak Prescott is gaining. And if he gets just one Super Bowl with the rosters that he's had, look out. Look out. They're going to tell you, and I'm telling you, you're going to call me a prophet when this happens. They're going to tell you that Dak Prescott is the second best quarterback to play for the Dallas Cowboys. You watch what I tell you. They're going to tell you that. They're absolutely going to say it. It's going to be a huge debate. All right, let's get to our official first topic, our second topic.
Yes! Here we go!
Let's get to our second topic of the day. And it is Jashaun Corbin. The Dallas Cowboys are about to try and do it again. They are about to try and do it again. The Dallas Cowboys they have went over to the UFL, and they are going to try and hit that genie in a bottle again. Let's check it out. So, Dallas Cowboys, they have went over here and got somebody named Jashaun Corbin. Says Dallas Cowboys signed former UFL rushing champion among two moves. Says the Dallas Cowboys, they swapped out running backs on their offseason roster on Thursday and added a former UFL champion. It says while the Cowboys had the day off from training camp on Friday, the team decided to make a few roster moves. It says the Cowboys announced they have signed running back Jashaun Corbin. In a corresponding move, Dallas waived fellow running back Dominique Richardson. Says Richardson was one of the Cowboys' 11 undrafted free agent signings following the 2026 NFL draft, but he failed to make a good enough impression to stick through training camp. Yeah, I don't know how many snaps he got, but I can tell you this. I didn't hear nobody say anything about it. Says Corbin has 6 career NFL games under his belt, all of which came with the New York Giants in 2023. In those games, Corbin totaled 1 carry for 1 yard and 3 receptions for 12 yards, while mostly playing on special teams. Corbin has also spent stints with the Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons, and the New England Patriots. So, Cowboy fans, let's kind of calm down a little bit on Jashaun Corbin. He's been around, but he is a former UFL rushing champion. It says Corbin really made a name for himself in the UFL where he enjoyed plenty of success. In 2025, Corbin led the UFL in rushing yards with 514 yards while scoring 4 touchdowns on the ground, and he added 18 tackles and 138 yards with San Antonio Brahmas. In 2026, Corbin had another strong UFL season with the Orlando Storm, ripping off 438 rushing yards, 118 receiving yards, and 4 total touchdowns. He ranked 3rd in rushing yards. The deck is obviously stacked against Corbin, making the Cowboys' 53-man roster out of training camp. Says Dallas has a crowded running back room that features Javonte Williams, Malik Davis, Jaden Blue, and Phil Maffa. It says Davis, Blue, and Maffa are all competing for the RB2 job and is a hotly contested battle with Blue and Maffa both having standout off seasons. It says Blue has stood out a bit more and is going to make the roster and could very well beat out Davis for the RB2, but Maffa is making a strong case for the Cowboys to keep 4 running backs. If Corbin is going to stick in Dallas, it's going to be on the practice squad. However, he's going to need Maffa to make the cut, as the former 7th round pick will likely be Dallas's practice squad running back if he doesn't make the roster. Corbin's stiffest competition for a practice squad spot will be Israel Abanikanda, who has been impressive in his own right during training camp. Assuming he can stick for the rest of camp, Corbin will have ample opportunity to show his stuff, as Dallas still has 2 joint practices and 3 preseason games coming up. All right. Cowboys fans, temper your expectations. Because anytime we get a running back, everybody starts getting excited and, you start hearing all of the Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah, man, he like big backs. I don't care about me liking no big backs. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even sold on anything yet as it pertains to Jashaun Corbin. At this point, Jashaun Corbin is merely a camp body. At this point, let me see some here. Let's see if we can find his height and weight. Okay, so he is a bigger type running back. It's 5'11", 215 to 224. So he's not, I guess he kind of qualifies, but I'm not even gonna go into the Shotty likes big backs. I'm not buying that at this point in time. Jashaun Corbin is just here for the camp. Yeah, Ice Cold Cowboy. He said he just here for some camp and just here for some camp and nothing else. I'm with you. Yeah, he's just here for the camp. Yeah, he's just here for the camp, nothing else. So not really tripping on this thing with him. But, just for the sake of argument, I do want to give you, because I had to go and look up some things on Jashaun Corbin.
Right here.
He's been around. He's been around the NFL a little bit. So I'll show you a couple things on him. There are some people, they get pretty excited every time we pick a player. But at this point, man, this roster is pretty good at running back. It's going to take somebody to really make me, go, wow, as far as somebody coming in here. But this is Jashaun Corbin. Now, keep in mind, this is the UFL, where I don't think a college team can beat the UFL. There may be some college. I don't think any college team can beat any NFL team. There may be a couple of college teams that could probably compete against the UFL. I'm just keeping it real. All right. This is Jashaun Corbin, in case you hadn't seen it.
Right here.
Let's turn this sound off. I'm pretty sure this is somebody's song. Let's check it out. All right, Jashaun Corbin. Check him out.
Yo, G, bless him.
This is Jashaun Corbin. Now, one thing I will say about him off the rip, he seems to be a very tough running back. But again, this is the UFL. Let's calm down as far as saying let's calm down on saying he about to take over the Cowboys training camp or anything to that effect. But he is a tough looking running back. Now, I'll be honest with you, as I'm looking at him, I don't really see speed. I see toughness, but I don't see speed. He might be one of these guys you can see down maybe at the goal line or something, but I don't see speed or anything like that. I'll definitely be interested to see what he does in camp. If he gets an opportunity to get some carries. But he is definitely more of a camp body at this point in time. Definitely got some power, though. What up, Michael Lee?
Yo, G, bless him.
I see him. Yeah, he got some toughness to him, look like. Yeah. Derek Posey. Oh, you said you call him B Gone Robinson as in B John Robinson, but B Gone. That was Jashaun Corbin. Jashaun Corbin. Jashaun Corbin. That's Jashaun Corbin. Brandon Cup. Brandon Cup said if he get paid $1,000, he said, I'm okay. He said, I'm okay with it. Oh, man. But again, I believe the Cowboys are going to try to, see if they can get that genie in a bottle again. Maybe they could go and get this guy, and maybe if he can make some noise during training camp, maybe he could be on the roster. But at this point in time, with the way Jaden Blue is playing, he's nowhere close to Jaden Blue from what I've seen. But he said, G, you faster than him. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh, bro. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, man, don't get me wrong. As I'm watching the UFL, I don't even see the UFL as being as good as college, per se. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. But when I think about the UFL, man, I'm just like, nah, bro. You got to be when you talk about he's the leading rusher and he ran for 400 yards. I'm sorry, when I hear leading rusher, I want to hear like 12, man, at least 1,000, man. Come on, man. Come on, man, at least 1,000. At least 1,000. Brandon, you said we need some more Cowboys after dark. I got you. I'm going to make sure next week I'm going to get some more of that. I'm struggling with this. He just a camp body at this point. He just a camp body. Gregory Davis said, this is my theory about the Cowboys running back room. Javonte Williams, running back 1, Jaden Blue, running back 2, Phil Moffitt, short yardage and goal line. Yeah, I think and I'm going to tell you, Gregory Davis, I'm kind of looking at the Dallas Cowboys running back room, not as in backup running back. I'm looking at it as they're trying to put together a complete running back in one running back. A complete running back and 3 running backs. I would actually say that Phil Moffitt, I would actually say he's Javonte Williams' backup. Phil Moffitt is the backup. Jaden Blue's going to be his own complete entire entity. He's going to be another entity as in, no, Jaden Blue is going to be our all-around screens, pitches, sweeps, running out of the backfield for a pass. Jaden Blue is going to be the versatile running back, the change of pace, the versatile running back. I think Phil Moffitt would be the backup, of course, Javonte being number 1. So I really think they're trying to put together a complete running back out of 3 running backs. And so at this point in time, I even think Malik Davis is on the outside looking in. And I'm sorry, Malik Davis could probably start in this league. But the Cowboys, every time they cut Malik Davis, he doesn't get picked up. I mean, the Cowboys, it's just been a love. I don't know if it's even a love-hate. It's just been like okay, we need somebody, Malik Davis, you're in. Okay, we got somebody, Malik Davis, you're out. So I don't know what it is with the Cowboys and Malik Davis. Maybe they'll give him more respect this year. But I think the 3 running backs, I think they are Jaden Blue, Phil Moffitt, and Javonte Williams. So, yeah, I'm not. So, Gregory, I don't think it's a theory. I think that's probably going to be fact in some form or fashion that it's going to be Williams, Blue, and Moffitt. And they're going to distribute it all through those running backs. Yeah, Bass said, you said 400 is a UFL special? Man, shoot. Man, when I hear doggone a running back leading the doggone, when I hear the running back leading the doggone league a running back leading the league, man, I want to hear 1,000 yards. Man, I want to hear those doggone 400 yards, man. Let's see, let's go ahead and bring him in. I mean, he's here now. I mean, I don't get to make the decisions on that. But I think he's more of a camp body. me see what his 40 speed is. He actually runs a 4.640. Don't look like he run a 4.640. He actually runs a 4.640. He's out of Florida State. For anybody who don't watch college football like me. He's out of Florida State, 4.640. So here his weight is 205. Okay. 6 feet, 205. He's not too much heavier than Jaden Blue in the grand scheme of things. Overall rating, 75.3 out of 100. College results, 4 stars. Grade, 3 stars. Let's see what they said about him. See, quick feet, good vision, quick feet, big play threat, surprising burst to beat linebackers, doesn't possess elite breakaway speed. Nah, you don't say. Nah, you don't say. Has the feet and feel, running between the tackles. Let's see what his weaknesses are. Tall, upright runner who lacks great power as a runner. Okay, so now I know why he looked powerful. It was the UFL. I see what was going on there. He offers little in pass protection, poor technique, cut blocking, does not always read blocks behind pulling guards, not elite in his vision or strength, too indecisive and hesitant at the line of scrimmage. Okay. You know, I would really like to know what did the Cowboys, let me see, I hadn't even heard of this guy. Let's see, what year, I wonder, what year? Okay, so this is, he obviously came out in 2022. I wonder, was he ever on a Cowboys draft board in the past? I wonder again, I wonder if he was on a Cowboys draft board in the past, because I'm really kind of wondering what made them bring him in. Frank Lloyd said, my friends might be working in a few weeks for Athletes First. Driving, yeah, my friend might be working for Athletes First, driving for them to stadiums across the country. I may even be invited to ride with them. Let's go. Yes, sir. I see you on that. Yeah, Blake, you said Corbin just a spark igniter. Yeah, you're probably about right. You're probably about right. Yeah, he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. So looks like we just got a camp body. 411 Shirley, what's going on? As a Seahawks fan, I think we are the 100th this year. This could actually be the year where it's time for the Cowboys fans. Yeah. Yeah. But I tell you this, 411 Shirley. Shoot. Y'all coach Mike McDaniel? Yeah, he one of them. Y'all got y'all one. He one of them. He's a very good coach. Yeah. Dimension Noel said, G, if he running a 4.6, his feet must weigh 10 pounds. His feet must weigh 10 pounds each. Yeah, I'm telling you. He didn't look that fast to me. He didn't. He didn't look that fast to me. Blakey, what up, Blakey? The real Daryl, what's going on? Yeah, he didn't look that fast to me. Yeah, absolutely didn't look that fast to me. So, again, I just think I think he's just kind of a camp body at this point in time. He just a camp body. So, hey, good luck to him. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay, Everett, you make another great. Okay, you make a good point here. Who said this? Everett said they pass a lot in the USFL. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep in mind that he's also. I'm gonna keep in mind also, though, Everett, that something is wrong if he's been on as many teams as he's been on. He's been on multiple teams so far in the NFL, and something just, as Keith Sweat says, something just ain't right. Yeah, something just ain't right. He ain't sticking. Just trying to see. So, yeah, let's see his history here. He's been on quite a few teams. Played with the New York Giants, drafted by the Giants, played with them in 2022. played with the Panthers in 2023, came back to the Giants. They said, okay, maybe we missed something. He came back in 2023. Obviously, he didn't make it. Went to the San Antonio Brahmas in 2024, Atlanta Falcons in 2025, New England Patriots in 2025, practice squad player looks like, and then Orlando Storm in 2026. So I'm looking at the fact that he's been on, what is that now? He's had 7 different runs at this thing. 7 different runs. 7 different runs. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not really keen on that one. So again, nothing to really get excited about, Cowboys fans. Jashaun Corbin, that it is what it is. We probably giving him as much attention today on this channel that he's gotten his entire career, or close to it. It's close to it. Yeah. Brady said, you said I should do a 5-way. Yeah, well, hey, you never know. You never know in the future. Darren Posey said the Camo's going to sign him after he gets released. Oh, man. Oh, man. Riley said they only play about... Riley made sense. What's going on? The UFL only play about 8 games a season. Okay, I'm still going to say, though, if you played 8 games in a season, I still want to see about 700. I want to see 100 yards a game. That's what I want to see. I want to see 100 yards a game. But I understand what you're saying. I appreciate that. That's good feedback y'all giving me. This is kind of what his statistics look like, I guess, for the most part. I don't know what happened over there in New York, but he only had 1 rushing yards. One rushing attempt and 12 yards in 2023. Yeah, I'm really wondering about that. See, 2025, San Antonio. He had 97 rushing attempts, 514 yards, 5.3 yards per average. That's not bad right there. That's actually not bad. 5.3 yards per carry? Shoo. Man, that's actually really good. Yeah, that's good. I ain't gonna even front on that. Came back the next year against Orlando, 131 attempts, but he went way down on his average, 3.3. 19 yards was his longest, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, he kind of regressed in 2026. So again, this is just going to be a camp body. Yeah, he ain't gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it. Again, just a camp body, but doggone it, Dominique Richardson, bro, what were you doing? Dominique Richardson, what were you doing, bruh? They kicked you out of camp for this? So, it is what it is on that one. So, that's, hey, Jashaun Corbin, man, we just gave a full dose of Jashaun Corbin. If you don't know who he is, if you didn't know who he was before, you know who he is now. You absolutely know who he is now. So, again, not a move that really, moves the needle or make anybody get excited. You know what I'm saying? But that's who he is. All right. So let's go now over here to the Dak Prescott press conference.
Yes! Here we go!
Let me tell y'all something, man. Dak Prescott must know something. Dak Prescott must know something. Dak Prescott is putting the biggest target on his back. He is absolutely putting the biggest target on his back. And the reason why I say Dak Prescott is putting a big target on his back, Dak Prescott has named the offense Gotti. Dak Prescott is really engaging in a lot of Super Bowl talk. Dak Prescott is talking about his motivation for winning the Super Bowl. I mean, he even, if I'm not mistaken, even kind of brought up some things about his relationship. I mean, Dak Prescott is putting a huge target on his back. And to me, it seems like Dak knows something. He's very confident, way more confident than I've ever seen him. And, Dak wants all the smoke this year. He wants all the smoke. And so when you're talking the way Dak Prescott is talking, something is about to happen. And what I mean by something is about to happen, something that is about to happen is Dak must believe in his own heart that he's about to get a Super Bowl. Dak believes he's about to get a Super Bowl. I don't think this is just wishful thinking. Dak Prescott believes that there is a plan in place that he's going to win a Super Bowl. They're out here, they're getting him the players. You know, he's got the coach, the defense. So many things are falling into place. Only explanation I can come to is that Dak Prescott knows something. Again, I don't think he's just talking to talk. Dak Prescott believes in his mind, based on what they've done, they're winning a Super Bowl. So let's listen to the Dak Prescott press conference, and you can hear this oozing out of Dak Prescott's pores. I mean, he believes this with every part of his being. They're about to get a Super Bowl. Check him out.
Player that stood out about this defense so far through camp?
Just their intensity. It'd be, I don't know if I can just say one player because of the intensity. I think it might be the guy on the right. Then the backers just as crazy or excited backing him up, and then they're making plays for the DBs, and so the DBs are screaming because they feel like they locked us down, and it's like, oh, it's only the rush. But at times the rush gets there and the DBs do get a chance to make a play. It's just the collab effort of their intensity and their communication is felt. It's definitely felt when we're just out there and we're motioning and we're making our calls, and then post-play, anytime that they've made a play, they've celebrated, deservingly so. And I just think that raises the energy of the whole team, pisses us off a little bit on offense, but that's what camp's about. And, we've just got to lock in and be sharper and fire back at them as we did today a little bit.
See, I said this last year, Bazzy 9. I talked about this last year. See, this is what a lot of people don't understand. Let's kind of go back again to Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman had a different type of swag from 1992 to 1996. Troy Aikman had a different type of swag. Troy Aikman didn't have a different type of swag only because they went and got Norv Turner. Not only because Jimmy Johnson was his coach. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Your quarterback has a different type of swag when he's got a number one or a top 5 defense opposite of him. A quarterback with a top 5 defense got a different type of swag. He knows now he can take chances that he might not have taken before. He knows now that if he makes a mistake, he's got a defense good enough that they can get the ball back without giving up points. He can play so carefree in a sense because he knows that he has a defense that can absolutely stop the other team, and not just stop the other team, turn the other team over, score touchdowns even on the other side of the ball. There's a reason why Troy Aikman had a different type of swag. Not only did he have a top 5 defense, number 1 overall defense, but he had a running game. When you got a running game, that's the number 1 run game in the league, top 2, top 3, top 5 running game in the league. You got a different type of swag. Dak Prescott, if you pay attention, Dak Prescott it's not the confidence, because he's always had the confidence in himself. What we are watching is Dak Prescott's confidence in the process. He's watching the process finally play out. He's watching, okay, Brian is as good as I hoped he would be. Jerry is getting the players. We got a new defense coordinator, way better than Matt Eberflus. I'm saying he way better before he even called one game. We got players. We got a different mentality. Dak Prescott is now got the confidence of somebody who got some reinforcements. He ain't showing up to the fight by himself. Dak Prescott is showing up to the fight with a team. That's what we're watching in Dak Prescott, and he believes he can get it. Yeah, Dak Prescott want all the smoke now. Dak Prescott, he want all the smoke. I don't know if y'all watch Kanan Power with Kanan and Rock. Boy, I'm telling you, the way that ended last night, mate, boy, I had a brother sick the way Power ended with Kanan last night. But boy, I'm telling you, in the immortal words of Rock from Power, Rock said anybody can get it. Rock said anybody can get it. Rock said anybody can get it. And so Dak Prescott, what you're watching in Dak Prescott, you're watching somebody who is confident in the team around him. So I see where he is. I see where he is.
How did Illinois earn your trust?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of showing up, Flo is probably the number one guy and showing up this offseason. Literally anytime I've had a ball, he's been there. Always asking questions, always just doing the right thing. He's he's a guy that you want on your team. He's a guy that you want on your team no matter what game you're playing. His belief in himself, I think that's where it starts. And, you know, the moment he's gotten his opportunity, he's never looked back. And not only never looked back, he's looking to get more opportunities, to get more responsibility, to do more for the team. He understands the role that he plays, and he's just trying to make sure that he capitalizes on it every time. And he's never satisfied. He's a guy that I enjoy being around. He's a guy that I'm super thankful to have as a teammate. And when you have that as a guy that's a pass catcher, it makes everything better.
The leadership council.
Yeah, Ryan Fanoy has an opportunity to move into a number 2 wide receiver spot. Unfortunately, the number 2 wide receiver spot with the Cowboys is the number 3 spot. So he's shaping up to be, I believe, one of the better number 2 wide receivers in the game. But I say by the end of this season, Flo might be the best 3rd wide receiver in the game and possibly a top 10 number 2 wide receiver in the game. He's got that opportunity. Yeah, Mose Logan, they had me sick last night on Raising Canaan, man. Raising Canaan, boy. They had me sick.
To have the 10, 11 guys, whatever who it is, what's the benefit of that from the player's perspective?
Yeah, just that our voices are heard. You know, when you've got guys like we do on that council, veteran guys, you know, for me, it's good to have guys on different teams. You know, I know what I know, and good. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, you know, and so you've got other guys that can come in and say, you know, this is a way that we've done it, or I've had it like this in the past, and, you know, not necessarily those are the right ways, but it gives you a different perspective, gives you a way to look at different solutions to get to things. And, you know, it's really cool how Sade put it together with the O2X crew, and just on the simple fact of, you know, there's certain things that we handle as a team. There's certain things that, you know, we may get and bring to a coach, but not necessarily Shoddy, you know, and then we figure out a way to handle it. And then there's things that ultimately have to get to the head coach. And I think that just takes pressure off of everyone's plate. I mean, I know this council was created a little bit, and in that sense, you know, I was made not to be the head guy. Like, that was purposeful. As you know, I couldn't be the, whatever you want to call it, the chief leader in there, because I'm going to speak up. I'm going to talk. I know what I know, and I'm not going to be hesitant to say it, but we need other guys to take that lead. And, you know, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, and Tyler Smith have been those guys to step up, and they're doing a hell of a job with the committee. And yeah, there's things that from the spring to now that we've already incorporated that was the voice of that committee, and that committee is ultimately speaking for the team. So it allows empowerment and understanding that we have a huge part in this accountability thing.
John Machota with The Athletic. Christian Parker talked to us yesterday a little bit about in the meeting rooms. He's got the guys making calls as if they were out on the field. It's getting kind of loud in there a little bit. I was wondering if there's anything behind the scenes that you have noticed from the defense that maybe you're like, all right, you know, I feel good about this. This isn't going to be a repeat of the way they were last year.
Yeah, I mean, the men that we have and the way that they approach and attack their job, I mean, I can't talk about CP enough and the pride that he carries.
Boy, they be smashing on Matt Eberflus, don't they? Boy, they be smashing on Matt Eberflus bad, boy.
With his job. You know, I was just talking to a couple of the trainers in there about, you know, the trash talk back and forth. And I go, yeah, he can't be out there making the plays, but there's not 1 ounce of him that doesn't think that he's making plays. And he is. And that's, you know, having pride in your job. And I think that just ultimately rolls into and is contagious to each and every one of those guys he's coaching. And I think that's where, when I'm speaking on the intensity, I mean, it starts with their communication and then ultimately ends with just how physical they are and running to the ball. And there was a day the other day, you know, we're in the offensive meeting, they're in the defensive meeting, and not that we were struggling to hear what we were saying, but they were over there communicating, and I don't know, I think it was a Jeopardy game within their own defensive calls, and it felt like playing on the road as we're just trying to install our meeting because of how loud and intense and fun that they were having doing their job. And that's contagious as well. You feel that on that side of the ball, that unit's giving you that. You want to do the same on offense. So nothing but good things to say about that unit.
You coming out here.
Man said, what was Dak supposed to say to that question? He said, yeah, I'm glad he was losing all the bums of gold. Boy, the boys be killing me, boy. Boy, they be killing Matt Eberflus, boy. Indirectly, boy. They be killing them softly, boy.
Now 11 years, is there a part of this camp where, I don't know, week 2, week 3, when you're kind of like, I'm ready to go home? And if there is that any different than maybe when you were first on the team?
No, I love it out here in Cali. I was watching that flyover today, thinking about the weather, just thinking, damn, it's nice. I love this game.
Mose Logan, hey, man, Mose Logan, I've already seen the shot, bro. I was there from season 1, man. Mose Logan, I be watching I watch a lot of this stuff, man, for sermon material and stuff like that. So, man, I'm up on a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I already watched the shot. It was good. A lot of crazy stuff in the shot, but yeah. Hey, Mose Logan, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I go way back, man. The Wire, I mean, you name it, bro. I forget the other series that used to be on HBO in the old days. But The Wire, one of the greatest shows ever created. But hey, Mose Logan, I'm gonna give you a rundown on some shows here in a moment, and you tell me if you watch these shows. But hey, man, I go back, bro.
You know, fortunately, my girls are out here. They're out here this week, and so that helps. You know, that helps even that.
Darren Posey, let me tell you something. Darren Posey, let me tell you something right now. You said Dak gonna move to Cali when his career over. Darren Posey, I'm gonna go out on the limb. If Dak Prescott want to keep his money, Dak Prescott ain't gonna never move to Cali. I don't care how good the weather is in Cali. Anybody with money, they ain't moving out there. They are not moving out to Cali. I'm telling you right now, Cali it is arguably one of the most beautiful states in the United States. Cali got bad politics. That's all I'm going to say about that. Cali got bad politics, man. Ain't no way. If I got money, ain't no way. Ain't no way you getting me to move to Cali. Shoot, you might get me the vacation out there, but shoot, moving? Ain't no way. Cali got bad politics. And bad politics equal to financial ruin. There's a reason why so many of these big companies are moving out of there. Nobody moving to Cali, man. Ain't nobody with money. Shoot. You ain't gonna get me in Cali and I'm a millionaire. Shoot, I'll move outside of Cali, but I won't be in Cali. I promise you that. Freddie El Chuco in the building. What's going on? Yeah, Brandon Cup, bro. I'm telling you, hey, The Wire, Oz, Snowfall, The Shy, Power, Raising Canaan. Boy, you name it. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I be on them, man.
Time of my mind wanting to, get away from camp and thinking about them, they're down the road. And so that allows me to get time with them. But no, I've always enjoyed coming to training camp. There's never been even a moment of me that wants to get out, even when it's been a month and a half, whether it's 3 weeks or, however long the entirety of this thing is. I think this is the most that we get, especially in our organization, of just pure football, and it's kind of why, talking about all the goals and talking about all that, is important to make sure everybody understands that now. Because
Chosen One, if you believe that the whole United States got bad politics, then multiply that times 100 out there in Cali. Yeah, multiply that times 100, bro. Multiply that times 100. Believe me when I tell you.
Sometimes you get out here, you're kind of in your bubble, you know, and you're just football, and then you get back to Dallas, and then, you know, you start.
Now, think about something that Dak Prescott just said. Think about how crazy this is. He said that when you go to Cali, he said that's the most football they get. What? What? That lets you know how busy it is and how much chatter and just how the media is in Dallas. That is crazy. You go to Cali to get the football to get away from a lot of that stuff. So it just really lets you know, man, how hectic it is. Man, playing in Dallas is different. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't play in Dallas, man. Spotlight is huge. And you go to a place where the spotlight is huge to get away from when the spotlight is huge. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Oh, my God. Ice cold. San Francisco. Man. Shoot, you couldn't pay me, bro. You couldn't pay me. Derek Poe said, gee, he go to join Will delay in the front office. He'll have plenty of money. Shoot, let me tell you something. He won't have plenty of money. He go to Cali. He won't have plenty of money. Man, Posey, I went to visit. Bruh. Like not made it back, bro. Better have a round trip ticket to go to Cali, because you can't pay to live nor get back if you ain't got that round trip ticket. Ain't no way, man. Ooh-wee. Evan Frazier said, what happened to all that Joe Milton talk? Shoot, I want to know what happened to the backflip. I want to know what happened to the backflip. Yeah, you about right. Cali is a BBL and a BDL city. Shoot, hey, tell you, man, Cali different out there, bro. Ooh. No thank
The normal, the real life, you know, dealing with the things off the field, whether it be with your family, dealing with, you know, with the things that the media are going to say. And then, you know, you're only in at work talking about a game plan, and it's very just a strict schedule. Where out here, you've got time to create that brotherhood, you know, go and sit down and have lunch with your guys, and, you know, maybe take them out to dinner, you know, the nights that you can. And so I've always enjoyed training camp. I think it's a huge part of a team's success. And I appreciate.
Wait a minute. Elwood Frazier said C.J. Stroud ain't got no swag in his defense top 5. Elwood Frazier, though, you know what's crazy, though? He actually had swag in his first season, and then he lost it. He lost it after the first season, so we'll see.
Appreciate the way each and every one of these guys are approaching this camp.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. Shotty complimented Tyler Guyton for his start to camp. What have you seen from your perspective?
Yeah, a guy that has a lot to prove. A guy that's walking around with a chip on his shoulder. You see it out there. You know, may get beat a play, but he's going to come back with more fire on the next play, and that's all you can really ask for a guy is to get better. He was an off-season award-winning champion. I think that speaks a lot about his approach to the off-season and the gains and where he's trying to get to and what he's trying to be for this team, understanding how vital that position is at left tackle. You know, I'm sure he's trying to quiet the noise of Tyler Smith having to move or whatever the question was that you guys asked me the other day. I'm sure he hears that, and I'm sure he wants to, you know, make sure he solidifies not only his job, but who he is and the kind of player that he can be for this team and in this league.
Rams practice on Tuesday.
They have a lot riding on Tyler Guyton, man. Cowboys have a lot riding on Tyler Guyton. If Tyler Guyton can be who the Cowboys want him to be, they're going to be unstoppable. Cooper Beebe, Todd Smith, Ty Booker. Probably the best triangle in football. What stops the Cowboys from being a top 5 offensive line right now is their offensive tackles. If we can get Terrence Steele to get better at blocking in the pass game. Now, and I'm going to tell you about the difference between Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton. Terrence Steele doesn't play on Dak Prescott's blind side. So Dak Prescott can automatically almost see everything that Tyler Guyton is doing. But what is crucial is Tyler Guyton. Excuse me. See, Dak can probably work more around. He can probably work more around Terrence Steele than he can work around Tyler Guyton. Dak can't work around Tyler Guyton because it's his blind side. Because by the time you see somebody coming from your blind side, your head might get knocked off. It is imperative and important that Tyler Guyton has an incredible season. Because if Guyton can have an incredible season, the Cowboys offense is going to be, they're going to be unstoppable. It just opens up so many different things. You can run not only can you run between the tackles, but you open up your entire offense. You can run to your left, run to your right, pitch to your left, pitch to your right, screen to your left, screen to your right. I mean, it's not just about his blocking or protecting the quarterback. It's just so many things he can do. It is imperative. I'm telling us now, it is imperative that Tyler Guyton has a great season.
More on that. They added a couple players on their side of the ball, on the defensive side. Do you see this as a litmus test for this offense right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every day at practice is a test, and it's a way to grade yourself. And then so when you
what up, Eric, folks?
ultimately get another team coming in here, and a team like the Rams, playoff team, a really, really good team on all facets of the game, as you just said, adding a big name, a couple of big names, right? Whether it be
Brandy, why did you move away from Texas to Cali? Was it your job, or what made you move out to California?
Duffy in the draft, and whether it be Myles Garrett the other day, and obviously they're playing with this Aaron Donald thing. So thankfully he won't be out here just yet. But seriously, yeah, it's a litmus test. It's all you can ask for. CD was just talking about today, looking forward to Tuesday, and it's looking forward to just us getting better, understanding this is a team that we're going to play in the season, and it's probably a team that, if we want to get to where we want to get to, we're going to have to see them again. So call this probably the first of 3 meetings, I'd assume.
Wait. Y'all going to call me a prophet before it's over? Do y'all remember I said exactly what Dak Prescott is about to say before Dak Prescott? Do y'all remember me saying the Cowboys are going to meet the Rams how many times? 3 times. You gonna call me a prophet before it's over? Dak Prescott is about to say the same thing. We're gonna play the Rams. How many times, Dak? 3 times, I assume. I'm assuming the same thing. I assumed the same thing before Dak did. Let's listen to it. My wife asked me the other day, do you think Dak Prescott be listening to your podcast? He said, do you think Dak Prescott be listening to your podcast? Do he know who you are? I'm not sure if he know who I am, but I can tell you this. I said this before Dak Prescott said it. Let's go backwards. Let's check it out.
Forward to just us getting better, understanding this is a team that we're going to play in the season, and it's probably a team that, if we want to get to where we want to get to, we're going to have to see them again. So call this probably the first of 3 meetings, I'd assume, if, everybody takes care of business, and, yeah, so it's definitely going to be a test. It's going to be fun. It's going to be 2 great teams competing against each other, and at the end of the day, it's practice. So, yeah, we'll have a lot of time after that to clean it up and to say, this is what we got to get better, but we can't go out here and also have a hell of a practice and think we've done something.
I told you. I'm telling you, man. The Cowboys should see the Rams 3 times. Tuesday, regular season, and the NFC Championship game. Unless something else happens and the Cowboys see them in the second round. But I believe they're going to see the Rams 3 times. Hopefully they won't have to see the Seahawks 2 times. Because maybe the Rams will knock out the Seahawks, or the Seahawks can knock out the Rams. So we'll see one of them. If we see the Rams in the playoffs, it'll be 3 times. If we see the Hawks, it'll be 2 times. Wait a minute. Derrick Rose said, yeah, I hate to say it, but I do recall you making that statement about playing the Rams 3 times. Prophet G strikes again. Man, I'm telling you, I said it just, I think, a week or 2 ago. I'm telling this man. Brandon, what you saying up here? Hold on. What Brandon say? Brandy said I'm cute, though. Brandy, what you talking about? I'm trying to figure out what led to that statement. I can't go too far. Oh, but Brandy, again, what made you move to Texas? Move to California. Hand over fist. I've been saying the Rams are going to be the litmus test. And the reason why the Rams are going to be the litmus test, and Dak Prescott is alluding to it. Dak Prescott know it. Man, the Rams exposed the Cowboys defense on so many levels last year. The Rams exposed, the Rams exposed them on so many levels last year. Man, they were running wide open. It was crazy, man. So we're going to see what happens this year. I'm not really worried. I'm not really worried about how the offense looks against the Rams. I'll be honest with you, because I know the offense is great. But if this defense looks even, man, if it looks even decent, what? Man, if this defense looks even decent against the Rams, shoot, Dak can say whatever he want to say, but I know I'm going to be on cloud nine. Shoot, well, I'm going to be on cloud nine. I'm telling you, how we looked against the Rams last year was exactly how we looked the entire season. Man, if they can look good against the Rams, I understand what Dak's saying. Hey, Cowboys defense, everybody don't get too excited. But I'm telling you, I'm going to be excited. Shoot. Well, I'm going to be excited.
Tommy Orange, DallasCowboys.com. Going back to the Leadership Council, all four of the defensive guys weren't here last year. From your perspective, when you've been around them, how have you seen them kind of grow into those roles in such a short time?
I think that's who they are. Honestly, I mean, I don't know if I don't know them in their past teams, but I know the men that I've talked to. I know the conversations that I've had. I know when I've sat in any meeting with.
What? Ice Cold, boy, you. Ice Cold said, I love Cloud Nine. Boy, I never heard that one before. Ice Cold. Boy, I'm about to start using that Ice Cold. Ice Cold said, I love Cloud Nine. Boy, he said, I love Cloud Nine, boy. Boy, he said, I love Cloud Nine. Man, he said, I love Cloud Nine. Everett, I forgot we played the Seahawks in the preseason, so we might see the Seahawks 3 times too. Yeah. Ice Cold, boy, I'm gone on that one, boy. Boy, I'm gone on that one. Derek Posey. You ever heard that one before, Derek Posey? He said, I'm gone on Cloud Nine, bro. He's out, I love Cloud Nine, bro.
Them, whether it be these leadership meetings or team meetings, the way that they speak, the way that they articulate the game, their passion, their love for the game, I think that's who they are. And so it's really, really cool just to, as I said, to be in a group like that and to have different perspectives, and more importantly, have people that are as hungry as I am and as urgent as I am to get this done. And so credit to all of those guys. They're real pros, and they make me better, and their love and passion for the game and their passion for their brotherhood and their teammates is felt.
And then
how crazy is it? How crazy is it that the 4 defensive leaders were not on the team last year? How crazy is that? That lets you know how bad this defense was. The 4 leaders on the defense this year are first, or basically, they were not here last year at this time. That tells you everything you need to know. Tells you everything you need to know. Straight up.
Turpin's a guy who got involved a bit today. How much more do you think he can do for this offense as a receiver?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I mean, Turp's a guy that we all understand. He gets the ball in his hand, whether it's the kick return, punt return, or jet sweep, or just in the passing game, or whatever it is. You've got to watch out. And so, yeah, he's going to be a huge factor to this offense, as he's been, and we're going to continue to try to find ways to make him complement this offense, get us all better, complement those other, two receivers out there. And, and he's a guy that takes pride in that wants to do whatever he can to help this team out. I mean, he knows a lot of my calls. He's a lot smarter receiver than you probably would think. And I mean, he's out there knowing all the adjustments, the hot adjustments. He's just an impressive player. And so if you asked him even to go in there and block, he's going to do it. He's been one of those guys that may get upset when you move him out of position because, he's not the guy that you want to block. And, he takes that offensive, and that's just kind of the kind of guys you want. And so, we got to continue to find a way to get the ball to Turp. But once again, there's only one ball out there, and we've got a lot of great players. So they've also got to do a job and complement and make sure that they're doing their job to get others open.
Turpin, for me, is better at sticking to special teams and using him sparingly offensively so that he is more effective than him being the main guy like he was last year. I think they really hampered Turpin last year with that. All right, let me see what Crazy Cowboy said here. Crazy Cowboy 72. He said the 5 stories I heard from Cowboy Podcast and from others things not going as good in practice as being said on here. So I would wait until the year starts to be talking Gotti, Super Bowl, even playoffs. Crazy Cowboy, though, I still, even from what people may be saying, I think what we are watching is this team is going to be better. I'm not worried about the offense because we do have to realize that, of course, the defense should start looking good against this offense. Just like this offense, the offense might not look as good against the defense, but let me explain what I'm saying. The defense is seeing the plays that the Cowboys are running day after day after day. I'm sure there are some things they're recognizing. This is why it's the real litmus test for this team is going to be the Rams game. Because the Rams don't know what we're calling, and we don't know what the Rams are calling. So that's why the real litmus test is going to be, what do we look like against the Rams? Then what do we look like against the Saints? Because only thing we're going to see in the preseason is how good is the depth. But in the scrimmages, we're going to actually get a real feel because, strangely enough, the starters aren't playing the preseason, but they're going to play in the Saints and the Rams scrimmages. Okay, make it make sense. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think anybody is really just at the point of, let me make sure I capitalize on what you said here. You said things are not going, hold on. Things are not going as good in practice as being said. And I don't know. I would even say this, Crazy Cowboys, that's probably even subjective. That's probably from their perspective. I mean, it's just probably from what they call being good. But from everything I'm hearing, the people who are in camp, because some of these people who are on these podcasts, they are there in camp, just like some of the other people. So just like they may be saying that they haven't seen improvements, there are other people who are saying they've seen vast improvements. Somebody who I really trust, who I think knows football, if I'm not mistaken, Nate Newton is there. Nate Newton is there. And Nate Newton is absolutely saying that this defense looks better. Now, how better? None of us really know yet. But I can tell you this, better is way better than anything they were last year. So at the end of the day, we can still be excited about the Cowboys and still have to see what they are. I don't see any problem with that. Yeah. Again, I trust Brandy. I trust Brandy. Brandy is at the training camp. Brandy said they're looking good. Yeah, I'm with Brandy. Because I've heard a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people, 72. I've heard a lot of people talk about how good this Cowboys defense looks in practice. Riley made sense. Against the Rams, they will not truly show anything because we have to play them during the season. Now, Riley made sense. It's not so much of what we'll be showing them play-wise. That's not what we're concerned about. What we're concerned about, Riley sense, is will they basically look good against the Rams? What do I mean? Will the wide receivers be running wide open again like they were last year? Because I don't. If you hiding it, you're making a mistake. The wide receivers should not be running wide open again. They should not be running through us like Swiss cheese in the run game. We're not as concerned about the plays the defense are going to be calling as much as we are about, are they holding their own against the Rams offense? Because whether you're showing them anything or not, you should fundamentally be able to hold Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. You should be able to stop the run discipline, all kinds of things. So we're going to find out a whole lot of things. We're not as concerned about the defensive scheme and game plan as we are about, okay, is the system sound? Is the system sound? Is what they running sound enough to be able to deal with an offense like the Rams? Because we're going to see. Yeah, there's a whole lot they're looking at in this game. There's a whole lot. So I'm excited about it.
Louis Scruggs, NBC5. Can you tell me your impressions of Cobie Durant so far in this camp?
Yeah, I mean, smart player, super smart player. I've had a few conversations with him just about the defense. Obviously intercepted me the other day in the red zone, and just going and asking him about that defense and that call and the way that he played it, that was impressive itself. And so he's out there, he's fighting with two great receivers, three, whoever the hell is in front of him, he's fighting them, and he's a guy that walks around with his chip on his shoulder, you know, talking about urgent and being a pro and doing the things the right way. Cobie's one of those guys. You know, we also have this leadership group, but we also have these teams that, you know, we're all broken down into. I don't know how many full teams it is, but Cobie's in my team. And to hear him talk, to hear the way that he sees the game, to hear what this game means to him and how he would never cheat this game is as great as a thing I've heard any teammate say. And so he's a guy that not only speaks the right way, but walks it, and you don't even have to talk to him, and you can see what he's about, and you can see what he means and how he's going to show up for not only this game, but for his teammates.
Former Cowboy receiver
Cobie Durant is one of these guys. Let me pull up something on Cobie Durant. Cobie Durant is one of these guys that it kind of, we're going to see what it looks like this year. But Cobie Durant is on a mission. Cobie Durant is on a mission for a long-term deal. And I'm concerned that Cobie Durant may play himself out of Dallas. Cobie Durant is a baller. The Cowboys are very fortunate to get a player like Cobie Durant. Absolutely blessed to have a player like Cobie Durant. You can tell he's got a killer mentality. He's got a killer mentality. He's got a winner's mentality. Cobie Durant is one of those players you want on your team. You want this guy on your team. I'm excited for everything he's going to do for the Cowboys this year. I'm absolutely excited. And, hey, you got to think about something. This is something that we might not have thought of. Cobie Durant played for the Rams last year. This may actually pay off for the Cowboys in the long run. Yeah. This may absolutely pay off for the Cowboys in the long run. I'm excited about this guy, Cobie Durant, man. I'm telling you, he may actually give us a little bit of an edge when it comes to the Rams. Derby Blood said, point blank, G, we're moving up. Dak has played enough football in life to know he has a true team that's special. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, Quick and Dead said last year's DBs didn't just get beat last year. They were out of position as in blown coverages. Quick and Dead. And we saw it against the Rams in the scrimmage and tried to downplay it. Do y'all remember how we tried to downplay that? Shotty was saying, oh, it's just a scrimmage. No, it was not a scrimmage. It was a premonition. Yeah, it was a premonition. It was a premonition. It looked bad. It was worse than bad. And we were trying to make excuses for it. It was worse than bad. So we're going to see what happens on Tuesday. I'm excited to see what these guys do on Tuesday.
recently talked about how he made $80 million and doesn't have most of it now. As a quarterback and the contracts you had, how do you make sure that you protect this wealth and things that you've got into your post-career?
Yeah, I mean, I've got an amazing team, financial team. And I mean, I'll start and really finish there. Educated and somewhat saving money. I've got 2 little girls. I've been blessed to have generational money at this point, and just trying to make sure that I do everything to set them up for their future and whatever they want to do, and have the opportunity to do whatever. Yeah, that's sad to hear. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm stuck on that more than anything. Yeah, I just encourage guys to find people that they trust and talk to people. There's all kind of books out there, and to educate themselves, and if you don't know if there's somebody you can trust, come talk to me and I can show you somebody that I can trust. I've been super, super blessed with an amazing team, and I can't say enough about my financial team and where I'm at and where I'm going. They still tell me sometimes, that I may spend not too much, but yeah, and I look at them, and I'm like, damn, you're cheap, but I appreciate that. And I think we all kind of need that, to have somebody like that in your corner, because when you have it, you can't spend it fast. So just unfortunate to hear that. I mean, I'd ask any of my teammates, and I guess I probably should echo in the locker room, if they're struggling with that or need help in finding somebody who can help them. I've got the guy.
Yeah, Dak Prescott is saying something here. I'm pretty sure he's probably talking about somebody like Odell Beckham Jr. I've heard a couple of people talk about this and, making excuses, talking about $100 million in a lot of money. Okay, give it to me. I'll show you it's a lot of money. I'll show you. $100 million is a lot of money. I bet you I wouldn't be broke in 5 years. Shoot. $100 million? Man, I don't care if they take $50 million in taxes, bruh. You could put $40 million into a high yield savings accounts and all kinds of, investments and things of that nature. Man, you could put $40 million and just blow 10. Man, you put $40 million in an account. Man, you could live for the rest of your life on the interest alone. What? Stop it. It's just bullcorn, man. Talk about $100 million ain't a lot of money. Shoot. Give it to me. I'll show you how it's done. Shoot, I'm like Dak Prescott. And sometimes it's not about finding people you can trust. Just got to find some people who know what the heck they're doing. Go out there and look at other people who are financially stable and ask them, hey, like Dak is saying, man, who working your money? Sometimes it's not about people you can trust. Just find people who are about their doggone business. That's what you need to find. Shoot, find people who are about their doggone business. Find people who want to be successful. Demetrius said, look, he said the team understands the first objective is stay healthy. Yep, make the playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, you just have to play 3 or 4 games of great football. Remember the 2007 Giants. Yes, sir. Whole new season. Let's go. The Men's Warehouse will save you. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, Everett. People aren't talking about this enough, man. Cobie Durant played with the Rams. I think he may know a thing or two about the Rams. Cobie Durant is going to turn out to be the best $5.5 million the Cowboys have spent in a long time. Man, I guarantee you, we'll be looking at Cobie Durant by mid-season saying, how much are we paying this guy again? $5.5 million? You watch what I tell you. Cobie Durant gonna do his thing, man. Derrick Rose, he said, the question is, would you still continue your show if you had $100 million? Derrick Rose, let me tell you something. There are just certain things I like to do. Because I believe if you do what you like to do, you'll never work a day in your life. I like talking about the Cowboys, for example. I was talking about the Cowboys before I even started YouTube. If I was making $100 million, I would still do a YouTube show and talk about the Cowboys. Same thing I've said about even preaching. I don't care if I got to a point on YouTube that I was making $1 million a year. I would never stop preaching. I wouldn't stop preaching because I like doing it. I know that it helps people. And I want people to be saved. When you find things that you like to do, you're not, I guess you're getting paid for it. But when you find stuff you like to do, man, you're going to do it no matter what. I love Cowboys Nation, love talking about the Cowboys. So I would always do this show. And no matter how much money I make from this show, I will always preach. Because I believe both of these things help people. I would always do it. I appreciate that question. I would always do it.
Mike Leslie, WFA, a little bit more on CP. He's only about a year and a half older than you. How have you seen that youth show up in the way that he coaches? Are there elements that you've seen that impact the way that he does the job?
Yeah, I don't even think it's a year and a half. I think it's some months. Yeah, I just asked him the other day, right?
34.
Did he just turn 34?
5 in December.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I questioned you guys. Like y'all didn't do that homework. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I mean by like the pride. When I say the guy's carrying pride, right? He's coaching with and against guys that are his age or not much younger. And I don't know if it's like the big brother for him, whether it's the guys he's coaching or even the guys that he's playing. But no big brother wants to get beaten. Trust me, I'm the little brother. That's the reason I am who I am, is always trying to compete against my big brothers and beat them. And so, I think it's a pride deal that, he can't be out there making tackles, but he can make the calls and he can put guys in the right place and he can take ownership for their communication and why they're doing the things that they're doing. And he wears that. And, I think just his intensity in the trash talking or the way he calls the plays and ultimately just his pride in the game is felt. It's felt by everybody. I know the receivers love going back and forth with him. I know it's fun for me when we do. And it's a true, for me against him, is an iron sharpens iron mentality for the mental side of the game. And I truly appreciate that.
You mentioned your daughters. Are there times like earlier today you're out?
Brandy, that is the vertical. That's the vertical stream. I'm doing the vertical streams. I'm doing vertical streams and horizontal streams at the same time. That's why it looks like a reel. But anytime you want to get off of that, you can just click those 3 little dots over there in the corner. You can go to the desktop view rather than the phone view. So if you want that full screen experience or however it is, you can get that view by going to the tapping on that, and I think it's the desktop view. That's what you're looking for. That's what it is.
There, and your daughter's pointing to her number 4 jersey. Do you have to kind of stop yourself? Because I know you're so focused on the work that you guys have to do here. Do you have to kind of stop down every once in a while and appreciate that kind of thing?
I appreciate them getting a chance to, come to my office or, come out on the football field and just hang for a little bit, even if they don't fully grasp it. That they'll have these memories and stuff like that in the back of their heads. And MJ, I mean, the oldest, she's already, she enjoys the football side of it, saying the number 4, showing get right. And I think even just seeing her dad on pictures and in places. So I think it's cool, and ultimately I said it the other day on the news, that's who I want to win for. It was for a long time wanting to win for myself and to prove people or to prove myself right. I want those girls to say their dad's a champion.
Dak, Adam Russell, Spectrum News.
That's it right there, man. Every father should aspire to be his children's role model. Every father should do that. That's one of the things that's happening in our country. They're trying to, they just like hate. It's like this country hates men and certain people hate men and want to take men out of this and that and, not have men in the home. But men should be the leaders that God wants them to be, leaders of their homes, and they should aspire to be their children's role models. Because when you can be your children's role models and you're doing the right thing, it only helps them too in the long run. So I get what Dak Prescott is saying there, man. You want to be your children's role model. You don't want your children looking up to anybody else other than you and God, the mother, and, you know, you want to be your children's role model. So that's a great point. Great inspiration to win a Super Bowl. Great inspiration to win one.
Super Bowl buzz, the gaudy talk. For you, what's the line between confidence and overconfidence, and maybe how, as a leader, do you help guys straddle that?
I mean, I'm confident in who I am because I know who I am. And I think as long as you know who you are, it's not overconfidence. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there's a line. I wouldn't say I'm arrogant by any means. Just because I'm speaking my goals and my things out loud, I would encourage other people to do them, to do that. You know, when you do that, you're not only holding yourself accountable, but you allow other people to hold you accountable. You know, a lot of people in this world are afraid to do that because when you don't do it, you know, people are gonna check you. They're gonna have the receipts of it. And if that's what you're fighting your tail off each and every day to do, why wouldn't you want other people to hold you accountable? You know, I think it helps, if anything. And so, yeah, and I think, you know, just doing that, it's contagious.
Brandy, you said you need a leader. Brandy, you said you need a leader. How old are you, Brandy? I have a son that's about to turn 22. How old are you? Move back to Texas. Move back to Texas. How old are you, Brandy? If you don't mind me asking. I got a son that's about to turn 22. He's single. If you're looking for a leader.
When it's real, and as I said, you know who you are and you're not overstepping your words or just blabbing too much, the players feel it. They watch the way that you approach each day. They watch the way that you approach meetings, how you talk to them, and it's contagious.
On a dark spectrum.
So this guy just asked, and let me say what Frank said. Frank Lawrence. I like what Frank said here. He said, I hate the way the media manipulates the Cowboys players into explaining themselves how they are going to win and spins it into this 30-year drought conversation. 12 teams have never won a Super Bowl in team history. Yeah. And even when you start talking about confidence, Frank Lawrence, you know, and especially you hadn't won anything in 31 years. And, you know, when you start talking about what's the difference in confidence and overconfidence? Let me give you a football story. Let me tell you when I really, really fell in love with Deion Sanders as a football player. Notice what I said, as a football player. I know you young folks. You young folks are always talking about pause. Calm down, young folks. Calm down. But let me tell you when I fell in football love with Deion Sanders. A lot of people would call Deion Sanders arrogant. I don't think Deion Sanders was arrogant. When you have the kind of talent that Deion Sanders had, if you talked about how good you were when you were Deion Sanders, you still didn't do yourself justice. Deion Sanders actually couldn't tell people how good he is or how good he was. You could only see it. You'd have to watch him play and go, this man undersold himself. He undersold himself. Let me tell you the difference between confident and overconfident. When you are confident in the ability that you have been given by God that nobody can take from you, confident people work their butt off. Let me tell you something about overconfident people. Don't be fooled. They will outwork you every single day of the week. Confident people who know how good they are, they will outwork you every day of the week. That's what confident people do. Do you know what overconfident people do? They don't work. They think they can get up out of bed and beat anybody. They don't work. They think they can beat you on their reputation. They think they can beat you based on voodoo, hoodoo, fear, will, anything. They think they can beat you. They're overconfident. Oh, I ain't got to work. You take, for example, Mike Tyson. when he was with Customato. Mike Tyson wasn't confident. He wasn't overconfident. And if he was confident, and he was, it still didn't tell you how great he was. Customato put a mentality and a work ethic in Mike Tyson that was second to none. But it's strange to me when Mike Tyson was overconfident and came up against Buster Douglas, didn't train, and went in there and got knocked out. That's overconfidence. That's the difference in overconfidence and being confident. Confident people, they know how good they are, and they work at it, and they work at it, and they work at it, and they work at it. Overconfident people, man, they ain't putting in no work. They beating you on sheer ability. But you know what happens to the overconfident people? Eventually, age catch up with them. An injury catches up with them. Something in life catches up with them. And because they have no work ethic, they fall off the map. Case in point, Cam Newton. Cam Newton. I'm not telling you that Cam Newton didn't work hard. But you could tell that Cam Newton, not only was he confident, but he was overconfident. Because what Cam Newton was most confident in was his physical ability. And I understand it. Cam Newton, man, Cam Newton is in what you call that 1 percentile. I mean, he might be even what you call that 0.5 percentile. Body size, physical strength, I mean, just athletic ability. Cam Newton has to be one of the most incredible quarterbacks we've ever seen in our life. But the problem is he didn't put that kind of, he didn't put the work into the playbook. He didn't put that work into the film. He didn't put that work in everywhere. With Cam, his body was everything. And then when his body started getting injured, Cam wasn't the same anymore. You see the opposite with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott came in, running quarterback, broke his ankle. And then, because of the work he put in, not just on the field, but off the field, look at Dak Prescott now. How insane is it that Cam Newton, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dak Prescott is 33, 34? Would you believe that Cam Newton is only 3 or 4 years older than Dak Prescott? Let that sink in. Tom Brady, confident, but not overconfident. What did Tom Brady do? The older he got, the more work he put in. That's why Tom Brady played till he was 45. How in the world does Tom Brady play longer than Cam Newton? And Cam Newton, when it comes to just his overall physical prowess, you've never seen nothing like it. Never. And you may never see nothing like it again. Man, Cam Newton, shoo, absolute Greek god. Greek god when you look at him as his body type. But man, this NFL, let me tell you something. If the only thing you depending on is your body, when that thing gets broken, you're done. Bottom line, you're done. You better get your mind game together. Confidence is not just based on your physical ability. Overconfidence is based on your physical ability. Know the difference between the two. So that's kind of where you are. Yeah, that's kind of where you are, man. Let me read a couple of comments, then we're going to listen to this last part. Shoot, Brandon Cup said if Deion hadn't gotten the toe injury, he'd still be shutting down receivers. Yeah, Deion's toes, man, took him out, bro. You call Deion Sanders the modern-day Achilles. Them toes took him out, bro. Frank Lawrence said, I'm banking on the Rams believing the hype and becoming overconfident. Ended up getting smacked in the mouth by some team that no one gives a chance on beating them. Man, let me tell you something, Frank Lawrence. This is why you got to be careful. And I think you make a great point. So you have to be careful when you get a team like the Rams put together and everybody just says, oh, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Because if you get one injury, well, your whole thing falls apart. It all falls apart. Because I guarantee you, you lose one of them players, you won't even be confident anymore because all of your confidence was in the players and in the talent. Yeah. Because Worley said Newton played that scheme the best, went to a Super Bowl. Yeah, he was crazy for about 5 years. He was crazy. Brandon Cup said Tyson thought he was going to pull a Rocky II against Buster Douglas, and Douglas got the SI covered. Man, it goes to show you. Buster Douglas didn't even make it back to fighting Mike Tyson, bro. Didn't even make it back to fighting him. Shoot, Henry Williams said primetime's from my hometown, and I already know. Henry Williams, when Deion Sanders talked about the work he put in, I was flabbergasted, bro. People don't realize the work that Deion Sanders put in. Deion Sanders knew he was great, and he worked, and he worked, and he worked. That's the part that people don't understand about Deion. He put in a lot of work. He didn't just say, I'm the best. He worked to be the best.
Dak, Shadi talked about the red zone offense being a point of emphasis. Is there anything you've seen so far that gives you confidence that y'all will improve in that area?
Yeah, I mean, just one going into year two and understanding why we weren't last year. I think that's the biggest reason. You know, it's hard to fix a problem if you don't know the why behind it. And, you know, for us, we had a big study in the offseason. That was one of our biggest studies, you know, because we were bad in that area. And so we found that why, and then we were able to go and attack that starting in the spring to now being here in the fall. I mean, first, I guess we've only had one true red zone day or whatever, or 1.5. I already felt the growth. I already felt the jump that we're trying to make. And at the end of the day, it's focus for a lot of guys. The field's shorter. The opportunity for error is almost slim to none if you want to get in the end zone. And so it's guys, one, heightening their focus, two, just understanding every aspect of the red zone, being disciplined to do their jobs and just staying on it. And one, I mean, play calls are going to help, and ultimately the players have to take ownership in those play calls. And so the fact that we know the why, I feel great about us fixing it.
Mike Ducey, Fox 4, what did it mean?
If the Cowboys get good in the red zone, NFL going to be in trouble. If the Cowboys get good in the red zone, the NFL is in trouble. Because Cowboys had a lot of drives that stalled down there in the red zone. And you wonder, how do you have George Pickens, jump ball expert, and you're not scoring down there in the end zone? CeeDee Lamb, who can run some of the greatest short routes you've ever seen. Javonte Williams, power back. How were you not dominating in the red zone? The Cowboys were great from the 20 to the 20, and they would get inside of the 20 and just stall. And some of it was just bad play calling. Bad play calling, bad situational football, all kinds of stuff. So I'm glad he's talking about they studied the whys, and I'm hoping that they figure out a way to use every weapon they have down there. One of the things I love they talked about last week was lining up Tyler Guyton beside Terrence Steele as a tight end. Shoot, that's gonna pay dividends. Shoot, Guyton's an athlete, and he played on the right side a long time. So it'll basically be like having two right tackles over there. I'm excited about that. Gregory Davis said, why do you think the Rams loaded up on defense? Because of Matthew Stafford. His body is injury prone and with serious back problems. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To be able to spend a few minutes with the service people after practice.
Oh, amazing. We get to do what we get to do because of those people. And I don't take that lightly or for granted. And I know a lot of our guys on our team don't. So just being able to go through that line, to give the high fives, the daps, the fist bumps, tell them thank you, the God bless. It's awesome to hear their energy. They would want to be in our shoes, and we're just super, super. A lot of them want to say, "Oh, I wish we could play that. Wish I could do that." And they're out there laying their lives on the line, and for us to just play a simple game, but yet a game that means so much to so many, that inspires so many. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. Super thankful for each and one of those men and women.
I tell people all the time, freedom isn't free. Freedom is not free. Salute to all those people who serve. Freedom isn't free. Somebody's got to die for it. Somebody's got to fight for it. Freedom is not free. Salute.
Interception that Cobie had on film, it looked like he was doing a no-look pass. Was that?
I mean, he would have picked it regardless because I didn't see him coming off, and that's credit to the defense and how they played that off and passed that off. But yeah, I mean, the way that I read it, I mean, it was a man. It was man, and they were just happened to be not necessarily doubling a guy, but being able to pass off, and our route concept played right into that defense's hands. And yeah, Cobie told me, he was like, I really didn't have that guy. I was just trying to stay on his hip and make you think I did. And yeah, from everything that I saw, it was a man, so I didn't expect anybody to be out there. And yeah, it was, and it's bad to say my first no-look passes. So kind of, do I do it again? So I definitely will. Thank you.
That is so interesting, too. I went back and looked at that play. When Dak Prescott threw that pass and Cobie Durant picked it off. And it was incredible that Cobie Durant picks it off because it was a no-look pass. If you pay attention, if you can find the film on it, it was literally a no-look pass. Dak Prescott was looking to his right and threw it to his left. Now, as somebody who used to kind of play around with doing that myself, it's not like I played in high school or nothing like that, but when I would be playing football sometimes with my sons, I would be messing around throwing those no-look passes. And, again, don't let me make this sound like I'm NFL ready. I mean, I don't want y'all to be thinking I'm talking about I was NFL ready. I could have went back to, I could have went to the pros like Uncle Rico. I ain't telling y'all this. What I'm telling y'all, just, playing with my sons, playing football with my sons sometimes outside and working on those no-look passes, it's, man, for someone to pick off a no-look pass, because you're basically looking one way and you throw it across your body another way. And it's one of those things, man, Dak said he's going to do it again. I want to see him do it in the game. We've seen Stafford do it. We've seen Mahomes do it. It takes a lot of timing. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of timing because you're really training yourself to throw a football to a spot without looking at the spot. And I'm telling you, man, for Cobie Durant to pick off a no-look pass when Dak doesn't even turn his head to where he's throwing it, Cobie Durant has some instincts that you can't explain. I'm telling y'all right now. Cobie Durant is going to be the best $5.5 million we spent. He is. He's going to be one of the best $5.5 million. And I'm telling you, man, I would not be mad at the Cowboys. If this dude does what we think he's going to do, man, I'm sorry. From the Cowboys, I'm going to figure out how to keep this dude, man. I'm sorry. I'm about to figure out how to keep this dude. I'm about to figure out how to keep this dude, man. Ice Cold said, I need to see. Yeah, I told you. Cold Springs Church of Christ, you want to check me out on a Sunday? Check me out. 10:30, Cold Springs Church of Christ. If you're in the Dallas area, you can always come over. I'm right there close to Duncanville, DeSoto, and all that stuff. Come right on over. All right, so now let's get over here real quick. We're going to run through this. Nicole Hutchinson. Nicole Hutchinson also interviewed Dak today. Brandy says she likes Dak's been doing a lot of talking. This is only a 6-minute interview. But Dak's been doing a lot of talking, man. He's out there, and I'm telling you, he's putting I'm just telling them straight up. Dak Prescott is putting a huge target on his own back. He's putting a huge target on his back. Lil D said that was you. He said, yeah, but you was in your church. No, that was when I was little. When I played with my sons, I didn't play in the church. Yeah, I didn't play in the church with the kids. Yeah, Mike Lee, we different this year, bro. We definitely different. Brandon said Deion is in the Guinness Book of World Records. I believe 1 of 3 passes thrown at him was a pick. One out of every 3 passes was a pick. Deion is top 3 all time. Yeah, he's incredible. Number 1 to me. What time after dark? Probably won't be tonight, but I'll let you know. Just put them notification bells, because you never know when I feel like doing it. Feel like doing the Cowboys after dark. All right, this is Nicole Hutchinson talking to Dak Prescott. And again, Brandy says she likes the fact that Brandy is doing a lot. I mean, sorry, not Brandy. Dak is doing a lot of talking. And I'm telling you, he putting shoot, man. Dak want all the smoke. That's all I can tell us, man. He want all the smoke. All right, this is Dak Prescott.
Is probably honestly one of my favorite times of training camp. Getting to sit down with the one and only Dak Prescott. Obviously my name is Nicole Hutchinson, and this is year 11 for you. Have you had a chance to just kind of relish in the moment of how much of a blessing that is?
I mean, I do it often. I don't necessarily look back, but I never take a moment for granted. I'm always thankful to be where my feet are. And, when you just show up in Oxnard, and for the 10th time, I guess, for me, and you get to come out here in the great weather.
Here we go.
And you just understand that, when I came out here 10 years ago, I was fighting for maybe just a spot on the roster, just a 4th-round pick that ended up leaving that training camp as the starter. And so to now be here 10 years later, feeling the best that I've ever feel like I'm playing the best football I ever have, I'm super, super thankful. And I'm grateful as well for the teammates, the changes in what the organization has done, and just to feel the urgency in each and every meeting is truly a blessing.
I love that you brought up 10 years ago, because I wanted to go there. At 23, you came into the Cowboys and over time had to learn how to become the voice of this franchise. Now you're at 33 years old with a decade of experience, and obviously your leadership is second to none. What have you had to unlearn over time?
Yeah, you can't control everything. You've got to, manage things more so than feeling like you can just go and make it happen, or you can just get it done. You've got to create relationships. You've got to build relationships. You've got to lean into people. You've got to make sure that you're communicating. People don't just know exactly what you want. You've got to make sure you're speaking that out and standing on that. And at the end of the day, representing exactly what you want to stand for each and every day. There's not a moment that you can really take off. And that's the beauty of it. It's the beauty of playing this position, and not only this position, playing for this organization.
I want to get into this offense because I had
Yeah. This is one of the biggest things you have to learn as a leader. You can't control everybody and everything. It's tough. I tell you, just, being a father, being a preacher, being a husband, this is one of the biggest things you have to learn about being a leader. You can lead people to places. It don't mean they're going to do what they're supposed to do when they get there. It's tough, man. Even when you preach, the biggest thing you have to learn is you can preach it, but you can't make people live it. No matter what you do, you just can't make people live it. And so, that's kind of the bottom line about anything, about being a leader in life. And you just have to learn how to not just, sometimes it's not even just trusting people. You just have to trust in your ability, and you just have to trust in God and let everything else just go where it goes. And so that's why it's important to get people, to gain the trust of people, build relationships, get to know who they are, so that when you are in the trenches, you know who you can trust, you know who you can do whatever with. And so, man, that is tough. I guarantee, I know that's got to be tough, especially as the quarterback of a team, because as the quarterback of a team, you think about it. Everybody is saying, when you don't win, it's you. It don't matter who fumbled. It don't matter who missed a tackle. It don't matter who dropped a pass. It don't matter anything. When you win, it's all you. When you lose, it's all you. It's a big thing you have to face as a quarterback, I'm sure, in the NFL. It's the same thing sometimes as a leader of your home, a father or whatever. Sometimes your children will make mistakes and people say it's you. Things go wrong, it's you. I mean, you can only control what you can control. And when you get to that point, You operate efficiently. You operate very efficiently. And the thing that I'm seeing the most in Dak Prescott is this year, Dak trusts the offensive coordinator, the coach. He's finally trusting the owner. He's trusting the defense coordinator. He's trusting the players that he sees on defense. And you think about it. The players that have probably given Dak Prescott the most confidence, we brought him in. We had to trade for Kenny Clark. We had to trade for Quentin Williams. We had to trade for Cobie Durant. We had to trade for D Winners. We had to draft Caleb Downs. We have to trade for we had to get Jalen Thompson out of free agency. I mean, you think about how these people that Dak Prescott is confident in. The Cowboys had to go get those people for Dak Prescott to be confident in. And so the confidence now, he's built some relationships, and he believes that these guys are good enough that he can trust them to do what they do. So at the end of the day, this is how you function efficiently when you can trust the things around you. Makes sense.
Chance to ask Tyler Guyton about, what identity do y'all want to establish? He obviously mentioned the Gotti acronym, and I feel like it needs to be like Gotti, something like that, a little extra. But you talk about, you guys talked about it on the trip, and everybody automatically agree with it. What part of that acronym what will it take to kind of make that acronym true in 2026?
Yeah, everybody's got to take accountability to it. And I think, just as saying, like showing up every day and being that same person, there's not a day that I can take off from being Dak. That's who I am. That's the name my mother gave me. And that's what it is. And so when you have a name that means and stands for something, like God is an offense, and you want to make that mean something each and every day individually, you've got to make sure that you're doing your part. You're holding not only yourself accountable, but others accountable, and push to be the absolute best you can be in everything that you do, in every aspect that you can do. We can't go and finish this year and, have just the greatest pass offense or just the greatest, third down percentages. It has to be all around the board if we really want that name to mean something, if we want to stand for anything. And so coming off of a year, you've got 11 pretty much returning starters and some seasoning of new guys coming in, this and that, but going in our second year in this offense under Shotty, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't all have huge expectations and huge goals and really own the name.
Yeah, Shotty mentioned this offseason how you and him can pretty much have that telepathy already just in his second year as head coach. What part of that, what kind of communication, I guess, can you say, or what example of the communication that you feel like it kind of shows that telepathy already?
Yeah, that it just never turns off. It's not just a thing at practice. It's when we're in meetings, we're already talking situation in games or, wanting to complement this play to that play, depending on, what the defense may do. It's in the walkthroughs, and then obviously it translates into practice where everybody gets that feel. Everybody can understand what we're trying to do. But then when you get into the game, it's just been all this time that we've had last year to the spring, or from the spring to the summer to now, to every practice rep, all of that just paying off of just the pure raw communication and always just playing game-like situations and making sure that we're seeing the same thing and have the same purpose for whatever the call may be or what we're trying to set up.
You have another year with firepower with CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, of course, other pieces in this offense. But I want to talk about what CeeDee had mentioned, and he talked about how they're able to just kind of adjust mid-route and make adjustments on the fly. What has to work for all three of you guys in order that to work?
Yeah, the communication. That's really follows the coattail of what you just asked about me and Shotty. Our communication has to be above and beyond. We've talked about in the past, you've got rule book guys, you've got guideline guys. Those are two guys that, you just give them guidelines. You don't make them try to do it exactly how the PowerPoint was drawn up, but they need to know where to be, when to be, and the timing, when to be there, more importantly. And so those communications should never stop as well. It's the meetings that we have. It's finding time to get extra meetings outside of the group meetings. And just when we're on the field after each and every rep, good or bad, let's talk about it. Did you feel what I saw? Did you see what I felt? And was it a good completion? This is why. Or if it wasn't, let's make sure we clean it up and get on the same page.
Last question here. At 23, you were trying to figure out how you belonged. Now at
Yeah. They're putting in work, man. I love it. Cowboys are putting in some serious work. And the biggest thing they're building right now is trust. And I'm telling you, man, the sentiment among this team is they're all believing they can win a Super Bowl. They're all believing it. I'm telling us, they're all believing it. And when a lot of people start believing the same thing, doing the same things, speaking the same things, boy, they're going to be hard to stop. Hey, that organization is hard to stop. It really is.
33, what question are you looking to answer about yourself?
I knew I belonged.
Period.
Just trying to leave an imprint that is lasting, an imprint not only from myself but this team, each and every one of these guys. I think about them, and you blood, sweat, and tear, and you want to go and win games and win a championship that you can always come back and be with this group, and that's how special this group on offense is. And as we get to grow and mesh with the defensive guys, it's been fun. You've got great leaders on that side of the ball, and you want to win not only for yourself but for those guys and each and every person that puts any ounce of effort into this.
Hey man, thank you so much, Dak. I appreciate your time and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Love it. There's Dak Prescott, Nicole Hutchinson. She does great work for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, so next up, let me see what direction I want to go in, because I'm trying to make sure I got time. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to see here. I'm going to skip Will McClay. We may come back to Will McClay. I think we'll come back to Will McClay tomorrow. I'm going to skip Will McClay because I want to make sure I get in these next three segments for me are more of a priority. So we're going to skip Will McClay because I want to go to the Maxx Crosby update.
Yes! Here we go!
I want to go to the Maxx Crosby update because Adam Scheffter is out here talking about Maxx Crosby. And I'm telling y'all again, I keep saying it's just one of my sayings I say. But y'all gonna call me a prophet before it's over. Y'all gonna call me a prophet before it's over. Reason being is that Adam Scheffter is saying the same thing I said. Believe it or not. Adam Scheffter is saying the same thing that I said. A lot of people keep talking about Maxx Crosby. And I'm telling y'all right now as it pertains to Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby, I don't believe he's coming to Dallas unless the Raiders are a total failure. If the Raiders are a total failure, there is a path to where Maxx Crosby gets to the Cowboys. But it will not be before the first game of the season. I said this. I want to read you a story. Let me see which one of them. I got two different stories on this. I'm going to read this one over here from Ryan Anderson from the California Post. It says over here, and I think I may just read both of them. It says, Insider warns Maxx Crosby's Raiders commitment could have an expiration date. Says Maxx Crosby is all in on the Las Vegas Raiders. Adam Scheffter believes that could change drastically depending on the team's performance. Same thing I said. The 5-time Pro Bowl pass rusher returned to Las Vegas after an offseason trade to the Baltimore Ravens collapsed over concerns about his surgically repaired knee. Crosby has since publicly recommitted to the Raiders and expressed his desire to remain with the franchise. Scheffter does not expect that position to change before the season. He says here, I think he's there, and they're going to play with him and use him, Scheffter said on his podcast. He's the face of the franchise, one of the faces of the franchise, and beloved down in Vegas, as he should be. That confidence came with a warning. What if the Raiders aren't winning regularly? Scheffter said. What if the Raiders are 1-5? What if the Raiders are 2-6? Did I not say the same thing? It all depends on how the Raiders are doing. If the Raiders are 4-3, 5-2, 5-3, Maxx Crosby ain't going nowhere. Kirk Cousins is the quarterback there. The Raiders have exponentially improved their defense. I still don't think they're going to win with Kirk Cousins. But you never know. Maybe they could. Kirk Cousins can play. I mean, he's not a great quarterback, but hey, he can play. Definitely rich. But if they win, Maxx Crosby's going nowhere. Says Scheffter believes that scenario could reopen trade discussions, particularly if Crosby proves his knee is healthy and returns to his customary level. I think that's when the trade potentially could come back into play, Scheffter said. That's when it might be time to start paying attention. Crosby would immediately become one of the deadline's most valuable available players, and his recent production explains why. Maxx Crosby, and let's see here, says among edge rushers over the past 4 seasons, Crosby ranks 6th in total pressures with 271, 6th in sacks with 44.5. He accumulated those numbers across 2,176 pass rushing snaps, the most among players ranked in the top 10 during that span. We already know he's good. His value extends beyond pass rushing. Crosby recorded 297 tackles from 2022 to 2025, the most among that same group of elite edge rush defenders, while his 90 tackles for loss ranked 2nd, even during a relative decline in pressure production last season. He finished with 10 sacks, 73 tackles, and 28 tackles for loss. Yeah, we already know he's good. And so, again, when it comes to this whole thing with Maxx Crosby, it's just going to be a matter if the Raiders are losing or not. That's all it is. If the Raiders are losing, I got a feeling the Las Vegas Raiders will cut this. It says here the cost remains enormous for Crosby, though. Crosby is scheduled to collect approximately $30 million this season. And the Raiders have already established that they value him as a multiple first-round pick asset. Any contender, and this is the key, will be sacrificing premium draft capital while accepting a significant contract and some medical risk. Yeah, you got to think about that. Yeah. Says Las Vegas would face the opposite calculation. Keeping its emotional leader would preserve credibility during their rebuilding season. Trading him could accelerate that rebuild with valuable draft picks if the standings have already removed realistic playoff hopes. Crosby wants to be a Raider today, and Scheffter has heard nothing suggesting a summer trade is coming. A poor start, however, could turn that commitment into another deadline negotiation. For now, Crosby is the face of the Raiders. By November, he could be the missing piece every contender wants. Same thing I told y'all. I mean, I don't think you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out some of this stuff. Maxx Crosby will be, again, I believe Maxx Crosby will come up again at the trade deadline. Maxx Crosby will come up again at the trade deadline. Depending upon how good do they look. How good do they look? And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't look very good. I mean, I'm just being... I won't be surprised if they don't look very good. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if he looked pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he looked really good. I mean, if they look really good, it's the AFC. It's not the NFC. Now, when we think about, what did the Cowboys offer, I don't think that offer is going to change. The Cowboys are not giving up George Pickens. They're not giving up George Pickens. We've already talked about this. There is no way you should rob Peter to pay Paul. Don't subtract from your offense to add to your defense, because your offense is actually your strength. And you want to keep that being your strength, because even with Maxx Crosby, your offense will still be your strength. And it may even become more of your strength because if you get Maxx Crosby and your defense becomes lights out, it just gives more opportunity to an absolutely great offense. And you really want your offense on the field more than your defense. Yeah. So again, Maxx Crosby, I do not think it's going to happen before the trade. I don't think it's happening before the trade deadline. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I mean, this is an exact science, but I could be totally wrong. But I don't think Maxx Crosby is going to be realistic for the Dallas Cowboys until the Raiders are somewhere around 2-5, 2-5, 3-4 with no help on the horizon. But I can tell you now, if they're 5-3, if they're even 4-4, and if the Cowboys come knocking on that door, and I don't believe the Cowboys will come knocking on that door, because if the Cowboys come knocking on that door, the price is going to be too high. It's going to be too high. So the Cowboys, I don't think the offer is going to go up. Let's see. The Cowboys offered the Raiders the first time a number 1 pick and a number 2 pick in 2027. So it was a first round pick in 2026, second round pick in 2027. I don't think it'll change. If they go get Maxx Crosby, it'll be a first round pick in 2027, whichever is the lowest of the 2 first round picks the Cowboys have in 2027. So it'll be the lowest pick. And if the Cowboys do what we think they're going to do, that pick is going to be somewhere around what? 20 to 25? It's going to be somewhere around the 2025 mark. And then it'll be a second round pick in 2028. So it'll be a matter of, is that going to be enough? Because I can tell you right now, I don't believe the Cowboys are giving up George Pickens this year. I don't think it's happening. So it'll be a matter of, will somebody, I'm just trying to pull up something here. It'll be a matter of, will somebody be willing to offer the Cowboys more? Offer the Raiders more. Will they be willing to offer more? Yeah, because again, I just want to make sure the Cowboys, they offered the 20th overall pick in 2026. So it would probably be close to the 20th overall pick in 2027. It would be around the same thing. And a second, and then a second pick, the final offer, the 12th overall pick in 2026 with a combined 2027 second round pick without Oso Digizua. So they didn't offer them a player in that instance either. And I don't think it's going to go up. Yeah, he ain't going to the Rams, Brandon Cup. Maxx Crosby, the Rams can't afford Maxx Crosby and Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald, because Aaron Donald is coming out of a retirement. And I got news for us. Aaron Donald ain't coming out just to get no Super Bowl. Aaron Donald is coming out to get paid too. Aaron Donald, if he comes out of retirement, he coming out to get paid. You watch what I tell you. He coming out to get paid. Yeah, he ain't coming out for nothing. So that's kind of it on the Maxx Crosby deal. So, everybody, there are people still waving this flag. I mean, people still waving this Maxx Crosby flag too, man. Oh, Jerry, go get Maxx Crosby. It ain't that simple. It's funny when people say stuff like that. I got this for us. Jerry just can't go get Maxx Crosby. I don't understand why people even say stuff like that. Oh, Jerry, go get Maxx. Jerry can't just go get Maxx Crosby. The Raiders have to be offering Maxx Crosby. And if you just go get Maxx Crosby, you won't even have a draft in 2027. I promise you. You won't even have a draft. If you try to go get Maxx Crosby, you're giving up 2 first-round picks. Ain't no way I'm giving up two first-round picks for Maxx Crosby in 2027. Ain't no way I'm doing that. It's crazy work. Henry Williams, I like how you think. You might need to talk to Odell Beckham Jr. I like the way you think. Henry Williams said, I'm really good at economics, meaning you buy stock when it's low, not when it's high. So I want Maxx Crosby, but not now. That's it. Henry, we need the Raiders to absolutely fail. We need the Raiders to absolutely fail in order for the Cowboys to even be thinking about picking up Maxx Crosby. Because if they're not failing, you're not going to see Maxx Crosby this year. And that's why I even said I think Maxx Crosby might be more of a 2027 thing. I don't think he's going to be a 2020. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't a 2026 thing. I think he'd be more of a 2027 thing. So for all these people who keep talking about, go get Maxx Crosby. What are you talking about? Jerry can't just go get Maxx Crosby. Don't work like that. It just don't work like that, people. I know people wish it did, but it don't work like that. And if you do think if you do just go get him, it's over with. Because you're gonna give up the whole phone. All right, let's move over here to Stephen Jones.
Yes! Here we go!
So Stephen Jones gave his yearly talk to Nick Eatman. It's not that long. Let's listen to what Stephen Jones had to say over here. Let's check it out, Stephen Jones.
Back in Oxnard again. I know we've been here for a few days, but I can't do any interview without starting off just how awesome it is to be here and kind of why you guys come here every year. 20 years of doing
Well, it doesn't take long to remind you when you come straight from Dallas and the hot and the heat and the
Twin Take Podcast in the building.
Here and have just
what up, Twin Take Podcast?
To go
Good to
get
see
better.
y'all, man. Hope all is going well over there.
Better. Certainly, we're big believers. Getting the players away from what they're used to and. So they can really focus and be, diligent in their preparation for the upcoming season. And I think Shotty's doing a great job with his staff of, of really drilling down with these guys and getting their mind on their game. And, I see us getting better every day. And certainly, when we got some challenges like we have, after coming off just a very difficult year on the defensive side of the ball. With the new defensive coordinator, who's one of the youngest in the league, Christian Parker, just doing a great job. It's great to be able to focus like we're doing, and certainly seeing where we have a chance to really improve on that side of the ball. Certainly giving Coach Schottenheimer and Dak and that crew a lot of challenges already. So anyway, it's been real pleasant to see. We got a lot of work to do. We're just on the front end of this, but we're certainly looking forward to the journey.
When you talk about Christian Parker, before I get to him, I will ask you about your head coach, second year for Brian Schottenheimer. Have you seen anything kind of different with him? He still seems like he's going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, not a ton. He just, like I said, the real surprise was last year, just how ready he was to, take on the challenge. And he's hadn't changed a bit. His authenticity, his energy, everything about him is so real, and certainly I think it's rubbing off on Christian Parker and his young staff. I think that crew as a whole averages 5 years younger than the staff we had last year, but certainly Coach Schottenheimer sitting in a lot of the defensive meetings as well, spreading his wings a little like that in terms of seeing exactly what's going on the defensive side of the ball. We're fortunate in that we have our offensive staff back. Which is a great staff. We got, for the most part, all our players back, with some upside and some guys like Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa, who didn't play a lot last year, them getting the opportunity to maybe step up. Certainly Flournoy has done a great job. You can get overshadowed out there with those two beasts that we have on the outside, but Flournoy is certainly doing a great job here in camp. But with the offense in what I would call great shape as we sit today, we got to stay healthy. Of course, that's important. But, even Coach Schottenheimer is looking at the defensive side of the ball, too, in terms of what we're doing and where we can continue to improve.
Last year, the defense, like you said, it was a big challenge. And so you wonder what kind of challenge they gave to the.
Now, I want to say this about Shotty. Nick Eatman asked Stephen Jones had he seen any change in Shotty. I've seen, I don't know if I necessarily call it a change. Maybe it's the evolution of Brian Schottenheimer. But when I think about what I've seen from Brian Schottenheimer, he just seems to have a lot more hold on the team. Where last year, you know, where Shotty has always been, you know, he's told us things and told us things. But I look back now and I realize that everything he told us is who he is. And so everything he told us, now we're really seeing it in action. A lot of those things in action. It just seems like Shotty has a lot more handle on what this is and what he's doing, how he wants to do it. And it's like he's not feeling through anything no more. It's like, no, he's not feeling through it. It's like Shotty now, I'm looking like he's got a direct, he knows what the plan is. He's got a plan and he's executing it. And I'm just watching his interaction, you know, with the coaches and even how he's handling the media this year, how he's handling the media, how he's talking to the media. And the biggest thing is how much he's involved in overseeing his defensive coordinator. And again, I don't think he could do that last year with Matt Eberflus. And I think that was one of the things that kind of slowed this team down. It wasn't just how bad the defense was, but it was just who Matt Eberflus was. How do you coach a coach that's, I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but how do you coach a coach who's older than you? Or how do you coach a coach who just stopped being a head coach and you can tell that he doesn't want to be coached? For as quiet as Matt Eberflus was, I thought he was pretty stubborn because Brian was trying to tell him over and over how things he needed to improve and what things he needed to do because he was telling us some of the same things. And it was like he would do it and then he wouldn't. Then he would go back to doing what he wanted to do. But nevertheless, you know, when I think about Brian Schottenheimer, I don't know if I call it a change as much as I see an evolution. He has total control of this organization as far as the head coach goes. He's the first coach I've seen since Jimmy that is actually the head coach. I never felt like Jason Garrett was fully the head coach. It always seemed like he was just over the offense. I never felt like Mike McCarthy was the head coach. It just seemed like he was over the offense. There have been even Bill Parcells. I never felt like even Bill was the head coach. Because, you know, he was always like kind of bickering with Jerry or bickering with players or he didn't like this and he didn't like that. But with Shotty, it's like we got this perfect balance of, I finally feel like we have a complete team where the special teams coach, the defense coordinator, the offense coordinator, and they're all under the auspice of the head coach. So while I don't know if it's necessarily different, I think it's different in the confidence level of what we're seeing and just overall how Shotty is handling things. I mean, Shotty has really evolved into from us saying prove it to now we're saying, yeah, this is the right coach for us. Now let's just get him the players, get him the coordinators, and let's get this thing going. And so I believe we're going to have a lot of success with Shotty over the next few years.
The offense this year, they do seem like they're doing that, and Christian Parker's got some swag, got some confidence to him. You like that?
I love that. I mean, I think, you know, in anything you do, if you don't have confidence, it's hard to be great at something. And certainly he has that confidence. It feels like he's been sitting in that chair for years, and yet you look at him and he's a young guy, but he certainly commands the respect in the room, not only with his staff, but with the players. And certainly he's got a great background, and you know, with Coach Schottenheimer's leadership, you know, I think we did a great job seeing you know, all the different options that were out there, and obviously it's a great compliment to Christian that Coach Schottenheimer felt so comfortable with him, and you know, obviously Jerry and myself comfortable with him. Great compliment to Christian Parker.
I'm going to ask you about George Pickens, and obviously there's
Shotty
contract situation until at the end of the year. But
Shotty has somebody that he can actually mentor and somebody that looks up to him as that leader rather than trying to show he's more of a leader. I mean, you got somebody who, you know, who shares a lot of common things with you. So again, the thing I can appreciate about Christian Parker isn't here to take Shotty's job. He's here to help Shotty do his job. And he's going to get another job by helping Shotty be the best he can be. And, you know, Shotty is just doing a great job of mentoring him, overseeing him, and all these different things. So I absolutely love what we're seeing from the Cowboys. Frank Lawrence said, "G-Man, I'm happy drinking the Kool-Aid for the first time since the Seed days." He says, "Aim for winning the NFC East and a chance to shine in the playoffs." Frank Lawrence, I'm going to tell you, I could be totally wrong. But I think we're back better than we've ever been. We might not even win 12 games for the next 3 seasons, and I still say we'll get further than we ever did during the 3-12-win seasons that we had with McCarthy. I think we're going to get further. I just think it's destiny with Brian Schottenheimer. It just seems like it's destiny, man. Marty Schottenheimer being his father, all the wins that Marty accumulated, never able to break through to the Super Bowl. Great man, great coach, great father. Son comes into the league and doesn't become a head coach until his older age, becomes the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. The Joneses put their trust in him, giving him the coaches, giving him the players. And I truly believe, man, it's destiny. Shotty is going to break the drought. I truly believe it. I truly believe it.
You have to monitor these wide receivers that are going off the board or changing the market, if you will. I mean, is that just something that you just sit back and just monitor because you can't do anything else?
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. I mean, it's guys are going to get done at all positions, whether it's a receiver, whether it's a running back, whether it's a defensive tackle. That's part of the business we're in, and we certainly understand that. But obviously, we feel like we're in a great situation, and our focus right now is on 26 and putting the best possible football team we can on the field, and hopefully contend, to win that elusive championship.
You said something in the opening press conference. You said training camp is typically the time where some of these deals get done. Obviously not with George, but someone else. I'm just curious, why is that? Is that because you guys are all here together, the days are long? I was just curious why training camp is the time where some of those have happened.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing is, a lot of times players want to see, exactly what the landscape is, and you get to training camp and as focused as you are on getting better and getting prepared, you're not in the season yet. And so I think most guys, if they want to look at a deal, are willing to look at it during camp. But most guys also have the deadline of, hey, if we don't get it done by the first game, then maybe we just put it off, for another time. So I think there's a window there where, everybody's focused on football. You're seeing some other deals get done that they might be waiting on. But, in general, it's just been a time where we've usually been able to get, a deal or two done. And certainly I think there's an opportunity for that. It's not a given, but an opportunity to do that again here this year.
One more question for you.
Quinnen Williams will be that deal. Quinnen Williams will be that deal, I believe. And then Quinnen Williams is going to open the door up for George Pickens coming up next season. Yeah, Bog Daddy said, I think we'll have a historic season and we will be acting a fool in February. I sense some rings coming our way. Yeah, I do too. I've been saying it. Yeah, I think so too.
Rookie class is already turning heads and led by Caleb Downs. But
great draft.
If there was one trait that you've seen that's kind of a common theme among these rookies so far, what would that be?
I think it's how they go about their business. It's in my mind, especially the three that are making not that all of them aren't doing well out there, but you take the first three that we picked. I mean, they're very serious-minded men who really are mature in how they go about their business, how methodical they are. Starting with Caleb Downs, who obviously came out with that type of reputation, but Malachi Lawrence is a guy who, he's one of the guys who didn't take the bait. He stayed right there. And matured as a leader of that team, and he didn't want to leave for NIL or all the things that these guys do. He was mature to stay right there and go to work. And then Barham has just been exceptional in how he goes about his work.
He scares me.
Serious-minded guy. People don't really want to. I saw a deal where someone asked him, "Can we have a word with you?" No. And he keeps moving. Yeah. He's focused on being the best possible Dallas Cowboy he can be. So. I think those three guys have really set the tone in terms of this draft class. Obviously, it was a draft class focused heavily on the defensive side of the ball after our struggles last year on defense, and that's putting it lightly, struggles. But obviously they're making a huge difference already. As you see them running with the ones a lot, all three of them, and certainly are going to be guys that I think make a difference on this football team.
Well, we know how busy you are. Thanks so much for sitting down with us. We'll do it again next week. And,
Can't wait.
All right. So
Same weather, same
yeah, you know what it's going to be. It's going to look like this. All right. Stephen Jones, I'm Nick Eatman. We'll see you next time on DallasCowboys.com.
Boy, they've been killing that last year defense.
Welcome, Cowboys.
They killed that last year defense. Killing that last year defense. Might as well tell the truth and stay in the church. We know it was bad, bro. That defense was all-time bad, bro. Everybody finally admitted, man. All right, man. Let's get to our last segment of the day.
Yes! Here we go!
In case you did not see them yesterday, these are the big plays from yesterday. Big plays from yesterday. Ice cold. I wish the Cowboys would have like 20 uniforms like them Oregon Ducks. Them boys set the tone, didn't it? All right. These are the big plays from yesterday, all in one place. If you did not get to see them yesterday, I might have missed a couple here and there, but nevertheless, these are the plays of the day from yesterday's practice. All right, this play right here is courtesy of Tommy Yarish. This is D. Winters. Yeah, D. Winters blowing it up. Yeah, that's great. D. Winters on the play. Next up, this is from Nick Harris. This is Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark blowing up the spot. Yeah, that would have been a sack, number 97. Woo, man. Whoa. Boy, that would have been a sack. Right there. Ooh. I don't know. Dak might could have got away, but ooh, that'd have been tough. That would have been tough, y'all. Kenny Clark doing his thing. Let's see here. Another play from Kenny Clark. Maybe it's a different angle. Check it out. No, it's oh. Nah, Javonte, you done, bruh. Yeah, you done. You done, bruh. Like how the defense is looking? Yeah. They fighting, man. All right. Jake the Snake Ferguson. Nice little play from Dak. Jake the Snake. Yep. We need to see more of that this year, Jake the Snake. Need to see more of that. All right. Next up, this is Downs versus Ryan Flanoy. Yeah, ain't nothing you can do about that, bro. Ain't nothing you can do about this. The out route. Nah, ain't nothing you can do. Nice pass by Dak. Nothing you can do. All right, next up. Dak to Ferg again. This is courtesy of Tommy Yarish. Need to see more of that this year, Ferg. Definitely need to see more of that, bruh. Went for the punch out, didn't get it. Definitely need to see more of that this year from Ferg. All right. Bad news. We'll see how it all turns out. Jashaun Corbin had to go to the tent yesterday. Think I heard it was a growing issue, maybe? Growing issue? We'll see. What up, Bantu Brick? What up? All right, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully they'll be back on the field here in the next couple of days. Next up, George Pickens versus Savon Revel Jr. Ooh! Don't feel bad, Revel. Don't feel bad. He does it. He does this to everybody, bro. He does this to everybody. He does it to everybody, bro. Revel stayed in phase, but one hand snag. Yeah, don't feel bad, bro. He do it to everybody. He does it to everybody, bro. Yeah, old Pickens is serious with it, y'all. All right, let's see what we got next. Close up a couple of these tabs. Yeah, he does it to everybody, bro. Ain't nothing you can do about it. All right. Deron Bland on the play. Let's check it out. Oh, no, this ain't Deron Bland. That's Savon Revel Jr. I said it was Bland on my label, but I must have got it mixed up. All right, let's see. Phil Maffa in the building. Phil Maffa. Ooh-wee. I don't think Marquise Bell wins this battle. I don't think Marquise Bell wins this in real life. Ooh! I don't know if he win that one. That was courtesy of Patrick C.J. Walker. Always appreciative of him with those slow motion clips. All right, this is Tommy Yarsh again. Dak to Ryan Flanoy. Oh, nice. Dak on the run. Tight window. Like it. Yeah. Demetrius Noel, he said, what's the purpose of Schoonmaker other than someone is advocating for him to be on the team? Schoonmaker can't make the practice squad of any other NFL team. I absolutely agree with you. I have no clue what's going on with Schoonmaker. I think one of the things is they drafted him. But I don't know if he makes it past this season. All right, this is Demarion Overshown. Glad he's back out there on the field. I see him out there on the edge. Glad to see him back out there after having a sore leg. Oh, dip. Oh, it's over. That'd have been a sack. Yeah, that incompletion right there actually don't matter. This was a sack. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind right here. This is a sack, y'all. Oh, dip. Ah, it's over. Yeah, it's a sack. That would have been a sack right there. Great play by Demo with that dip. Man, this had me laughing right here. Oh, see, this is courtesy of Nick Harris. Really? Really, Kalen Carson? Is that what we doing? You out here fighting the rookie, bruh. Is that what we doing? Come on, bro. What the dude do to you? It ain't that serious, man. Come on, man. Is that what we doing? Come on. Come on, cut it out, Kalen Carson. Cut it out, brother. Just cut it out, Kalen Carson. All right. This next one is George Pickens.
Yo, G, bless him.
George Pickens. Forget it. It's over. It's over. Don't feel bad, bro. Like I said, he does it to everybody. He does it to everybody, bro. Don't feel bad. He does it to everybody. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. What you gonna do when Dak and Pickens come for you? It's just not a lot you can do. All right, we got another Jake Ferguson sighting. Check it out. Oh, Ferg. Ferg, we need to see more of this. We need to see more of the seams. It looked like he might have been lined up out wide on that play, though. All right. Got a CD Lamb sighting. CD Lamb. Let's go. Dak's go-to guy. I see you, Lamb. I see you. Stay off the ground, though. Nice little play. I think this is Lamb out here. See you, Lamb. I see you. Nice little play by Lamb. All right. Ryan Flanoy, courtesy of Nick Harris. Okay, we saw this one earlier. Yeah, nice little throw by that. Saw that one earlier. All right. Justin Barron, I believe it is, courtesy of Nick Harris. Oh, I see you. I see you. Man, there's a lot of people that like Barron, man. Barron could make this squad. What's going on, Larry Hunter? All right, I like that. All right. Cavante Turpin, courtesy of Joseph Hoyt. Oh, nice, Turpin. Nice. Nice little throw and catch. Like that. He's wide open, too. Great little design there. Brevin Span forward, courtesy of Tommy Yarsh. Oh, nice. Nice catch. Might would have been called PI on Marquise Bell. Nice. All right. All right. This is Revel, courtesy of Clarence Hill. Looks like Revel versus Lamb. Yeah, that was tough right there. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, that might have been, though. That might have been a drop. I think that hit Lamb in the hands. Yep. Might have been a teens high, but Lamb, that hit you in the hands. It hit you in the hands, Lamb. All right, let's see. Got a Deron Bland breakup, maybe? On a one-on-one? Hold on a second. Let me see that play again. How did he catch? Wait. Come on, wait. Pickens. Ain't no way Bland can do this. Hold on a second. I don't know if that was a breakup as much as Pick didn't get them hands in front of him. Because you don't typically get... That ball looked like it got past Pickens a little bit. Well, nevertheless, they count that as a knockdown by Bland. Okay. I don't want to take anything away from Bland. He need all he can get. Y'all know we need Bland to step it up this year, Cowboys Nation. We really are expecting a lot out of Bland, and I hope we get it. All right, let's see. He got another George Pickens sighting. Courtesy of Nick Harris. Oh, that was nice. And he stumped on the man's toe. Stepped on the man's toe after he caught it. Look at this. Bam. Ouch. Got him. Gotta keep them feet out the way there, bro. Gotta keep them feet out the way. Don't feel bad, bro. As I keep saying, he does that to everybody, man. He does that to everybody. All right. This is courtesy of John Machota. I think we got another Mingo sighting. All right, Mingo. Need more of those. That's for sure. Definitely need more of those. Yeah, that's from Mingo there. All right. Next up, Dak to his right-hand man. Might be another replay. Let's see. This is the CD Lamb. Oh, no. Oh. Now, this one I remember the other day, it was behind him. Yeah, it's behind him, but I still like to see him catch that. Ah, that was way behind him, Dak. Yeah, that was way behind him. Okay, I see. Yeah, it was way behind him, Dak. But that's why you're practicing, so you can get the ball in front of him, so we're not worried about it. All right, next up, Dak to... This is Kalen Carson, Nick Harris. Kalen Carson got an interception. Sam Howell. Oh, Sam. Sam. That's a bad throw, Sam. This is not even open, bro. What is this? And how are two men back there at the same time? This is not even nowhere near there. What is this? Sam. That ain't it, Sam. All right. Next. Courtesy of John Machota. Looked like Dak might have been sacked on this play. Somebody ran right past him. That might be what he's talking about here. Because I think we saw this play before. Let's see. Somebody just zipped right past Dak Prescott back here. You see this? Oh, yeah, that would have been a sack right there. Zipped right past Dak Prescott. All right, let's see here. Next up, Javonte Williams. Oh, sorry. Clicked on the wrong thing. Javonte Williams. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, yeah, that'd been a touchdown right there, probably. Nice. Came out there untouched. Oh, nice. Nice. Nice little run by Javonte. All right, let's see. That was Javonte. Okay, now we got Phil Maffa. Let's see what Phil Maffa does. Oh! I would have liked a little bit more shake and bake at the second level. See if you can make that one man miss. Nice little run though. Bam, right through there. Oh, come on, give us a little better move than that. A little better move than that, Phil. I appreciate you, Lord Nova. I'm gonna be making some new beats for the new season. All right. Look like we got a defensive stop here. This is courtesy of John Machota. All right. Like a defensive stop. I mean, this is a flat-out stop of a play. Like they might have knocked somebody down near Dak Prescott. It's just over. They just blew the play dead. Somebody got knocked into somebody back here. Y'all got to be careful with that. Got to keep them away from the money. All right. Next play. This is Smith versus Overshown. I think we saw this one. Okay, this is Ty Smith versus Overshown. Like Overshown come through for, oh. Yeah, Overshown, you too light for them boys, man. You too light for them boys, Overshown. Yeah, this is what's the name handling up on Overshown. Right about in here. Yeah, you too light, bruh. Let's see if we can show it again. Yeah, you too light for that. It's gonna be somewhere off in here by the time we end. Yeah, it's Overshown. Yeah, Ty Smith is hey, bro. Don't feel bad. He does it to everybody almost, bro. Don't feel bad. All right, Frank Lawrence. Joe Milton or Trigg. Nice. Man, I'm telling y'all, though, this is nothing unusual for Trigg. Trigg got serious hands, man. That's nice ball placement, too, by Joe Milton. That's nice ball placement. Bam! Woo! Trigg got hands, man. Trigg got hands, I'm telling y'all. Boy, Trigg got hands. That boy good. It's courtesy of DallasCowboys.com. All right. Frank Lawrence. Telling you, man. That man Trigg got hands like super glue, bro. You already know. That man Mike Trigg, bro. All right. What is this I got right here? Oh, man, I want to show y'all this. This is courtesy of Nick Harris. This is so crazy. While walking out of practice, a fan handed Dak Prescott a hat. It wasn't until later on that Dak Prescott realized that the hat was etched with the face of his late brother, Jace. Wow. Wow. I didn't see it until I got with my daughters. I took it out and took it off and saw my brother's face on it. Awesome. Wow. Wow. Man, that's the kind of stuff that'll make you start crying right there, bro. That's the kind of stuff that'll make you start crying. Wow. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Great pickup by Nick Harris there. Oh, man. Excuse me. That was tough for me right there. All right. This is an interception, but look at the celebration. This celebration, this kind of celebration to make you tear a hamstring. Look at this. Check this out. All right, so we got the pick. So it looked like that was Barron. Now watch this doggone celebration. Just keep watching. What up, Just Lee? It's a heck of a celebration right here. Bruh. Bro. Man, you gotta be careful on them kind of celebrations. I'd be afraid to do them. Boy, I'd be afraid to do that celebration. Look at this celebration, bro. What the? Oh, that's a hamstring terror, man. That is a hamstring terror right there. All right. And then the last play of the day belongs to Malachi Lawrence, courtesy of Mike Leslie. I think this is more of a one-on-one drill. Is that Terrence Steele out there? That might not. Who's that? You jumped early? Oh, that might be the new guy, isn't it? Let me see. I couldn't see the name on that. Trying to see who that was. I think that might be the new guy. He definitely got tore up. He got beat right there. Yeah, Larry Hunter, boy, that'd break it down when it Larry Hunter. Like that Dak Prescott had to break you down, won't it? Shoot, boy, that'll break you down, bro. All right. That was the last play, but I want to go back once again. Bro, this right here. Wow, that's all I can tell you. All I can tell you, bro. Wow. That's all I can tell you. Wow. Wow. That's all I can tell you. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Hey, we got plenty of content coming on this channel, man. Building up to the start of the Dallas Cowboys season. Man, I do not know about y'all. I am so excited for this Cowboys season. Tuesday is going to be awesome, Cowboys fans. Tuesday's going to be awesome. We finally get to see what this defense looks like against someone other than the Dallas Cowboys. It's one thing to kind of know some of the things that's going on in practice and keen in on some of them things and whatever the case may be. Now we're going to get to see what we look like against an offense that we don't have a clue what they're doing. I'm going to be looking for, are we in position? You know, no blown coverages. Are we in position to stop the run? You know, all of the things that messed us up last year, the biggest thing I'm going to be looking for on this defense. Also going to be looking for concentration, you know, seeing if there's any penalties or anything like that. Just so much to be looking forward to on Tuesday. But again, I do think the Cowboys will be out there tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think they'll be out there tomorrow, so we'll have coverage tomorrow too after the Cowboys do everything. Dennis Wickware, he said, gee, if we get Blue and Trig involved in this offense, it's dangerous. I agree. An offense coordinator nightmare. Facts. I agree. Michael Barnes, he said Kirk Cousins being rich is nasty work. Michael Barnes, I'm just gonna tell you, bro, this is the game. If you could play quarterback, man, you'd be rich in this league. You can be rich in this league being a second string quarterback. Ask Tyrod Taylor, man. You can be a second string quarterback in this thing and be rich. And if you get enough opportunities to get a starting job every now and then, you be rich. Yeah, man, second string quarterback rich in this league almost. Yeah, Larry Hunter said defense on jet fuel, man. Yeah, I'm liking everything I'm seeing. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm about to head to the kitchen. It's time to eat some tacos. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this Friday night. Until the next time, hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You never know when I'm doing Cowboys After Dark. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.